Let me see how it holds up. Yeah, so far it's holding up. I gotta get better lighting when I have some. Sorry, the lighting's not the best, so I gotta get better bulbs. But how y'all doing? How's it going? How was your weekend? How's life? How's family? How's everything? How are you? But today was a good day. You know, it's works is good. It's getting better jobs from my boy, aka Boss Wise, and then weekend was good because co-parenting. Chill with the boys. I'm a single father of two baby moms, 8 kids. First one's MIA. She hasn't been part of me and her daughter's life for 10 years, which is definitely your choice. Nothing against her. Pray she's doing better, you know. But I'm doing blessed. How are you doing? And you know, 8 kids. So if y'all don't have kids, take your time. You know, kids are a blessing, also a lesson, right? So with that said, like no kiddo, no marriage can guarantee a long-term healthy relationship. When you comprehend that, take your time. Be careful who you lay down with. When you lay down with people, it's called exchanging energy. aka TLC. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? How's it going? It was a but yeah, so just be cautious of that. Not, you know, become, especially females, women, yeah, join the baby mom, baby father club, and then what? That's what you have all. If you're 25 and under, why do you have so many single baby mom, baby fathers? All ages for sure, but 25 and under, your cell phone, too many options. If I have a girlfriend, which I don't, right? 13 years single, celibate, all the great jazz. What's up, man?
I can't open it.
What you gonna call it? And if it's not working now, or bumping heads, having a bad day, quote unquote. What you gonna call it? That's my daughter. What you gonna call it? I can go, you know, go on my DMs, or I can make a post. That's why you gotta be very cautious when you make posts on social media. If you're on problem with your partner, the intent, quote unquote, is to keep between A and B, your partner, Jaden Will Smith, not August, C through Z. C through Z if you're asking for advice, yes. And as long as it's platonic, let me respect, you're not passing boundaries, and it's good. If you're passing boundaries, you can fall to what? The J-Dog entanglement, aka cheating. Because you're emotionally cheating, passing boundaries. And then get to the physical cheating. But it's all what? Premeditated. You thought about that. So that's it. We all know right from wrong, but we choose to do wrong because we don't know how to control narcissistic traits. And if you know how to control your heart feelings, then what? Leave your hair alone. Yeah, I'm gonna take my braids out on Wednesday. I'm actually gonna do a. Well, it's an idea. I don't do plans. When you do plans and the plans don't work out, you know, they go to shit. So I do ideas. The idea is this Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. I'm doing a podcast with well, I'm joining a podcast wise. I met a sister from California. She's done my TikTok live, which a random female in my life. Once again, on these platforms, 90% of my followers are females. 2% are males because they're actually males that want to work themselves. And growing women, y'all going through it. So I'll hold your hand, guide you every which way. I make it sound hella easy because I had a support team 3 years ago. I'll be doing this for 3 years now. As far as lives and one-on-ones, Zoom calls. So don't feel alone. I'm always in your pocket. Having the tattoos for a reason because it's funny because when people see my tattoos, especially older, my generation older, you're like, I'm 42, 18 at heart. They'd be like, why do you have a tattoo? And they'll even touch it. Why do you have a cell phone in your hand? I was like, well, it's just a cell phone, right? But here's the kicker. If you use it incorrectly, you do the entanglements. And he's like, what do you mean? I go, you know, Jaden Will Smith? Like, yeah, the entanglements, cheating. What do you mean? On this phone, the best cheating app in the world is what? Snap. Then you have IG set and so on and so on. So if you use it correctly, it's just the phone using it correctly. Entanglements, aka cheating. So I call it the whole universe. And it's funny because the men usually stay quiet. Or the girlfriends would look at them, the wives would look at them. Because why? I already know the look. Like, yo, you fucked around. You passed by liking too many pictures, too many DMs, and so on, right? But that's why the intent as an individual, you gotta control your narcissistic traits, your lust part. Have it tatted fresh on me. The bad side, your Lucifer side, hate, pride, ego, lust, greed, power. The bad side of you, Lucifer side, control that shit. If not, fall to lust. Because you have what? The answer, no self-will. Typically men don't do that, aka boys, because they don't know how to control it. That's why they pass boundaries. The eyes are everywhere but their partner, right? And you women are more empathetic, show a lot of respect, offer us what? Love, lust, communication, comprehension. As men, quick boys, we're more narcissistic. We offer what? Toxic love, lust, drama, traumas, and trauma. So in time when you're working yourself, I promise you'll evolve and you'll be more observant. If not, then I'll mop you up. Or anyone will mop you up in reality if you don't know how to judge and read and observe. Well, it's not what I really thought. main were your main followers? No, my followers, no, they're not men. Actually, boys are. They'll be my DMs or comments that you're stupid, you're ignorant, you're dumb, you're a fucking simp, you're a beta. I'll be like, baby boy, call me a simp, beta, in Spanish, mandilon. That means you're weak, you're not a man, you're soft, you're a woman. I go, call me all those words, and I don't care, they're just words to I'll call you a simp, beta, mandilon. You'll get you, in your feelings, So with that said, if you're not ready for the situation, I'm too much for you. And what happens, they'll block me. I'll be, yo, if you can't answer any of my questions I asked you, the shit I talk about, then get your mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, all that shit. I promise you they can't even take the challenge because they're scared. People nowadays are scared of words, conversations, and fucking feelings. It's pretty pathetic. To you, my narcissist traits, I call people pathetic. I'm being mean, yes, because why are you scared of a conversation? Especially all these keyboard warriors. That's why I don't do TikTok lives no more. I've been there 3 years, right? This should be 3 years. Every time I go live, I shit you not even half an hour in, boom. I got like 4 to 5 people on there, right? On both my TikToks. And reported for what? Hate speech. And what do? I do a TikTok. For all you keyboard warriors, first and foremost, you're a keyboard warrior. Why? Because behind the screen, you're scared to show you what? Your face. Why? It's called you worry about your reputation. Remember that, kids? Reputation. That's why keyboard warriors, cyberbullies and bullshit, let's call them out. You're fucking Lucifer disciples. Why are you talking shit? Learn these words. It's called deflection, projection. You have your own personal issues. You don't want to work on yourself. Wear the mask of smiles. Now you're doing projection. You talk your shit to people. People that are going through shit in life, they will take it at heart because they don't know how to control their heart feelings. They're going through it, overthinking, insomnia, pain, and so on and so on. I tell them all the time, keyboard warrior, I'm not the one. 95% of the universe, I could destroy you with words. Tell you the fucking truth, especially the boys. Boys ain't shit. That's what I say. It's my narcissist traits. All you boys out there that are fucking bullies, body hopping, manholes and shit, fuck you and your feelings, right? My narcissist traits, you are Lucifer's disciples. End of story, right? But that's my narcissist trait being mean to you, right? And I'm supposed to be a positive, godly person. I am. But it's 2023. It's not fucking 1950s time, say, Jesus time. So I'm not, being kind and positive does not get people's attention. But if I use my narcissist traits, which I've been doing, I get all your attention. Why? Because I just told you, boys, fuck you and your feelings. I don't give a shit. If you want to be a man, reach out to me. DM, comment away. Why? But you won't. Because why? Your pride and ego and shit. This motherfucker's crazy. I'm crazy, but I'm blessed. You're saying your feelings still have what? Anxiety, depression, paranoia, PTSD, suicidal thoughts, low self, the anger issues. You're still a crackhead, alcoholic, tweaker, doing burger sugar. You're still being a manhole, body hopping every which way. You blame everybody in the mother for your fucking mistakes. So once again, narcissist traits. Fuck you and your feelings. First I'm sour, then I'm sweet. How so? Use my empath traits. You are Lucifer disciple for now. What do you mean for now? Your choice. When you want to fall back and start your healing, awaken, eventually woke journey. On my level, top of the mountain, I chill with God, Lucifer in the universe. I comprehend everyone in the universe. I don't give a shit. If you got $0 in your pocket, $1 trillion in your pocket. How the fuck are you rich and famous social media wise and in real life wise, but you're still a crack alcoholic, still toxic relationships, still depression, anxiety? Make that shit make sense. I'm poor compared to you guys. Blue pill talk, money talk, right? Money, status, and fame. But red pill talk, in my mansion, all my tattoos, I close all the doors of pain in my mansion. I'm the richest motherfucking universe. Physically, the vessel won't last for so long, right? So I gotta maintain and take care of best ads. But in my mind, my mental, etc., spiritually, emotionally, mentally, I'm a beast, I'm a god, I'm immortal. I won't ever die. Zeus, the god, ain't got shit at night because Zeus fell to what? Like boys do. He falls to lust. Why? Because he has no self-will. That's why he has so many demigods and goddesses. I control my lust. If I wanted to, I could be benefits out there, body hopping every which way. I know how women function. I know exactly what to tell them. So I can act nice, use my narcissist traits, offer them love, but I'm going to just do less and that's it. When I get the skin peace, got to go and that's it. Go on my day if I want to, which is my choice. Why? Premeditated. Control your narcissist traits. That's why boys fall to lust because they have no self-will. If they keep doing it to you, when the cheater wants to play with you, yes. The next person, the next potential, the intent is they don't do it. They keep doing it. Broken codependent, once again, fell to lust. No self-will, and they can't, capital C, can't be in relationships at all. Why? Broken codependent. They're scared to work on themselves. That's why women are more empathetic, men are more narcissistic, opposites attract, yeah, all that shit. Welcome to war, kids. That's the answer to life. But with that said, every day above ground, you are the problem to your life. The real war, fuck the blue pill war. Who's the blue pill war? Gang, mafiosos, fucking basketball, all that. That's just entertainment bullshit. fucking Russia, Ukraine. The real war is the person in the mirror every day you bug ground. Do you love that person with mind, body, heart, soul, instead of 1,000? You don't? You still hate him? Fuck him. Fuck him. How many years have you been saying that for? I said that for 30 years of my life. That's at 42. So the last 3 years of my life as an individual, the best years of my life. The financial part, now getting stable-wise. That's why patience is a virtue. It's not a rush in a marathon. But with that said, even when I was struggling financially-wise, I was still happy and blessed. I still do. I did not get discouraged in life. You know what? I'm not making money. No one wants to hire me because my tattoo, because where I'm from, little Mexico and shit. I'm a brown person with tattoos. I'm a gang with mafioso. This is wrong, right? This girl asked me a fucking question. Because East to Wash is 1950 Rolodex times. Seattle, the west side, the best side, 3 hours on the west side. It's 2023. Anyone asks me a question when they see me, what's this? And we have a conversation because they're not scared to have a conversation because they're extroverts. That's why I love Seattle. Eastern Washington, fuck the valley. Little Mexico, fuck this place. Dead ass. There ain't shit here for me at all. Other than my family, quote unquote. But even then, it's whatever. In time, potentially move back to Seattle. Because Seattle, there's potentials there. These females are not scared to have conversations. That's why, matter of fact, the farmer market. Sorry, man, I'll respond to your comments in a second. The farmer market starts next month, wise. So all my regulars, when they see me every year, they're like, more tattoos? They're like, yeah, well, I'm done with my face. In June, I have like 4 sessions to start doing my arms. So finish this bicep, start doing the outside of my right side, and then do my triceps. So they intend to finish all my ink therapy this year. 95% would be words and passages. Matter of fact, I've been working on my shirts. So all the shit I'm saying, all the like hardcore shit, like, fuck you and your feelings, all that, I'm gonna put that in my shirt. So this one says, horse, what's up, mommy? Down, babe. This one says, everything that makes you happy, that is your heaven on earth. Everything that makes you stressed, that is your hell on earth. Control and protect your energy, environment, and peace best as. All my shirts in front say, what I say all the time. Free therapy, life coach, 3D cent red pill. So then my hoodie says, this one says, hurt people, capital letters, hurt people, because that's, if you're broken and codependent and you want to be in relationships, but you're not ready, and you hook up with a person empathetic, but you use the toxic love narcissist traits every which way, and narcissistic people, then you think, but thinking not knowing that you're ready for a relationship. Then what? When you self-sabotage it, how so? You're just like my ex. That fucking relationship's pretty much over, because your new partner that you told a sob story to, played a victim, now you compared your new partner to your ex. Because why? Because you haven't worked through your traumas. Now you self-sabotaged it. To bounce back from that shit, and it'd be very hard. So with that said, take your time. If not, hurt people, heal people. I'm healed. Heal people. Because that's all we can do for each other. Remember this. Nobody in the universe, whoever taught you, like I was taught, pray, God, etc., which is beautiful, right? That we can save people. Like, you can physically save people from car accidents, relationships, but that is their journey. You cannot fix or save them at all. So all you empathetic people, like what I was doing, what do? We see the good in people, right? And we want to, quote unquote, fix and save them, mold them to be better. Because they're more narcissistic, being ghetto, etc., whether obnoxious, they're being mean, but you're the one that tames them. As long as you're by their side, but when they're in the streets, they're fucking being a ruckus and shit, then what? That's you're basically an analogy. You're dating Lucifer with disciples. So why are you by their side? That makes no sense at all. But that is definitely your choice, because I was you also. I'll make it sound easy. But if you're trauma bonded, guess what a trauma bond is? When you break up 1,000 times and you can't let them go, you're broken codependent, and welcome to a trauma bond. I can cheat you 1,000 times. I know you won't ever leave. And everybody, the mother knows I'm laying out with everybody. I'm laying out your sister, mother, cousin, and your best friend, but I love you, God, and I go to church, right? And you're still there praying, planning, hoping I change my ways. Why? Because you're broken codependent and welcome a codependency / trauma bond / soul tie. Because why? We exchange energy. So here's something. I bought this shirt at, I think, Ross for like $5. It's a Naruto Sasaki? Yeah, by my names. Anyways, this is a badass analogy, which I'm going to tell on me wise. Jordan Peterson's quite a bit, but it's not his saying. No one's ever claimed it, but I'm fucking definitely going to tell me. But anyways, it says, it is better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. And that, if you want to break it down, empath and narcissist, good and bad people. So when you're a gardener in a war, that's when you are a loving person and you want to verbally battle a person narcissistic. Your father, your partner, etc. wise, but they belittle you with words and you shut the fuck up and stay quiet, you bow down, right? Ugly, fat, stupid, you ain't shit, you bow down. You're scared to because you're trying to fight. You're the gardener trying to be in the war, trying to be a warrior, but you can't. You don't know how to because you don't want to be mean. I don't want to hurt their feelings. Fuck that. Deadass. My job is you talk shit, I talk more shit, but I speak facts. That's what I tell people narcissistic. Always, Lucifer's disciples. Do you threats with bullshit? Whoop my ass? Yeah, you can. Anyone can whoop anybody's ass for the most part, but that is called physical bullshit. No one in the universe has to get physical. Use your narcissist traits and kill me, destroy me with your fucking words. I promise you can't. Are you ready for reverse psychology? Whatever you say, I'll say the exact same thing plus more on top. And when I trigger you, which I shall, when you want to whoop my ass, but what happened, baby boy? What up, Lucifer? What up, devil? I triggered you with petty words that I don't know you from atoms. So you're ready to go to jail? This is America, not Mexico. So I'll remind you really fast which country you're in. Call the boys in blue. But yeah, yes, I'll be the bitch. Proud bitch. Free as the bee. You'll be the prideful bitch. Lock the fuck up in your kennel where you should be. Jail, prison, that's where you should be. To calm the fuck down. And you know what? I should work on my anger. He called me a bitch because I called him a bitch. And I look at now I'm in jail. I'm about to lose my kids. I'm about to lose my job. I'm about to lose everything because of words and feelings and emotions. Because you can't control your narcissistic traits because you're doing reactive abuse on my neck. Reactive abuse. Then you're going to struggle for a very, very long time. You're never going to progress in life. Never. To trigger you, but in reality the word is ever. Because that is your choice. What? Yes, every day above ground, everybody has choices in life. Do you want to do right? Do you want to do wrong? Do you want to be happy? Do you want to be sad? Do you still want to be in a toxic ass relationship? Because you're playing pat and hoping. That is definitely your choice. You see that door right there? The door is always there. You can leave whenever you want to, which is your choice. If not, stay there for a very long time. I pray for you and that's it. And this one I'm wearing, this one actually a trigger. Like, I was at the gym doing my Jenny Craig, gym therapy wise. And when I'll catch up, I apologize. And some older guy and girl walked up to me, two different people, not a couple, right? And they're like, your shirt's kind of triggering, right? I'm like, why? It's just words? Because it says, it says trigger warning, addiction, loneliness, trauma bonds, all equal what? All capital letters, codependency wise. All you ever needed was the person in the mirror. I was like that's not true. I'm like, I go, can you please elaborate? It's not true. I go, how the hell are you a crackhead, alcoholic tweaker doing booger sugar? And you're broken codependent on that man-made bullshit. That's called codependency. I go, here, and I told him, which I told him, I'm going to do a shirt, you're going to see it. Analogy is going to say, whatever your addiction is, right? Analogy, the bottle doesn't need you. You need the bottle. Tell me the drugs need you. Tell me the casino needs you. Tell me the fucking gambling. Whatever your addiction is, the gaming, Gucci, Prada, every time you're in depression, I go shopping. It's an addiction. You are running from your problems, numbing up for a second, and you're buying band-aids to happiness, love, and man-made bullshit and people. So that's called codependency-wise. So you're the one who can break it, which is definitely your choice. If you choose to want to, which is your choice. It's all about choices in life. Every day above ground, you can do whatever you want to. And they didn't say nothing. They stay quiet. Both of them, once again, separate people, same team at the gym. And I was like, that's my job. I tell people, like, I know I have an accent, right? I'm trying to slow down the way you speak, etc. So I apologize. But I was like, fuck it. I'll use my shirts. I'll use my hoodies. I'm going to put vinyl on everything, wise. Because why? They're just fucking petty words. So when you're driving and you see my window says, if I want to put that one for, the bottle doesn't need you, you need the bottle. Welcome to addiction. And when people honk at me, when they'll flip me off, I'll be like, oh, I did my job. I triggered you. With better, simple words. Because what? Are you an addict? Why are you an addict? Why don't you want to work on yourself, which is your choice? Why do you keep running from your problems? It's your choice. It's like my choice. I could have fought with mess with drugs and that shit like my brother did. Rest in peace. And a lot of my buddies in Seattle and shit. I saw them like zombies, dead-ass zombies. I thought to myself, like, I don't want to be that. Well, if they're doing whatever drugs they're doing, why the fuck would I want to do it? Because I'm going through depression, anxiety, going through a breakup. I have a toxic baby mouth by my side. I'll wing this shit out of life and I'll figure this shit out. But I'm not going to fall to my main bullshit. Because that's my choice to fuck with it. Common sense, right? But I get it. Your mind, your head's your best friend, your worst enemy. You just want to run from the situation. The downfall is man-made bullshit. Drugs can fucking tear you apart. And then you have a battle of drugs. If you have to do co-parenting, if you got to try wing life, it's like hurdles in life. So the intent is not to make your life too stressful. Because if you do, then you will suffer for many years to be into my side of time, or why it took me 39 years of my life to comprehend all what I'm saying. Blessed 42. Telling a story, not a victim, not a warrior survivor. In the beginning, you have the right to use those terms. That is definitely your choice. When you comprehend that and you comprehend life, I promise you, like me, they'll be like, "Oh, you're a warrior survivor." Like, you can use those terms if you want to. I have nothing against it, but no, I'm not. I used to be. Like, what do you mean used to? I'm woke. I'm just telling a story. Every day above ground, I tell the same story, and that's it. Simplify it for the whole universe so you don't feel alone, because overthinking beats the shit out of you. And the thing is, if you don't have a support team and you try to fix yourself by yourself, quote unquote, how can you fix yourself by yourself? Like a lot of us men do. Women typically will reach out to their girlfriends, make posts, and they actually have a better support than men do. Us men, we're not supposed to, because we're not supposed to express ourselves, because you're not a fucking man, you're weak if you express your feelings and shit. So we stay quiet like dumbasses. We're the massive smiles. Behind it, we're dying and crying. And we're supposed to be parents, partners, good people, best as, but we're fucking, once again, the massive smile, dying and crying behind it. So we should, like me, I would shed my tears in my own time, away from my kids, away from my ex, away from everybody. Wise, nobody the fuck knew what I was going through. Fucking smile and bullshit, and that's why the people that I was laughing and bullshitting for the most part, if you're not speaking spiritual and positive, they're going through shit in life. But we wear the mask smile so good that you want to ever know what we're going through, and that's why you got to be careful having a bunch of kids like I do, right? And then don't be in toxic relationships, best as, quote unquote, because if you do, you'll destroy yourself every which way, and that's not the intent to, but it will happen because love does not hurt at all. It's highly impossible. Love is beautiful, healing, soothing. What hurts is toxic love. When you love people that don't love you back, pain hurts, overthinking hurts, insomnia hurts, trauma hurts. That shit hurts because you don't know the answer to it yet, at least. That's what beats the shit out of you. So you gotta be very cautious who you have around you in your environment, and especially by your side, because remember this, you can get triggered by your parents, your siblings, people in the streets, social media. They'll trigger you, but you can fucking block any. They'll bother you, but not as bad. The ones that hurt you the most is the people you have by your side. Why? Because when you lay down with each other, have TLC, you exchange energy, right? Bond, soul tie. That's the person that destroys you. Why the fuck would I give a shit about my first baby moms? Even though I already know I deserve better, right? But I'm like a dumbass, praying, plan, hope she changes her ways. And she talking shit, and I bow down and I stay quiet, say nothing. Everyone's like, damn, why you're a mandi? Which means, once again, in Spanish, you're soft, you're weak, you're not a man, right? I'd be like, she talks shit to you, don't say nothing. They're just fucking words. Like, but damn, but she's fucking vicious with the words. I'd be like, yeah, I'm already used to it. You know, because you have the child trauma, my father-wise, and then my first baby mom, and so on and so on, right? So with that said, you know, I stayed quiet for 12 years. When I decided, you know, I'm not perfect, I had my flaw my last year with her, wise, it was 2000. Because she cheated, that I know, with one person, but I tell people as an individual, I tell all my one-on-ones, like, if they cheat on you once, do you really want to go to this phone? Like, remember this, we're humans, we're sponges. So if they already cheated once, I promise you they already passed the boundaries with others. Why waste your time and breath and trigger yourself more? It's fucking over, walk away, save yourself, which is easier said than done. But with that said, you know, that I know she cheated on one, so 08, 09 caught a DV case. Because I did put her on the floor because she was drunk. She wanted to go party and kick it settled. She couldn't. Caught a case, etc. Fucking went through a lot of shit with that. But with that said, that's why in life you'll trip and fall the intent to adapt to the situation and bounce back, right? And then from there, I took her back in 09, 2010, because she sold me a dream. She's like, you know what? And that's why you gotta be very cautious when you having kids with that like I is. The category, the people from the streets wise. Remember this. When you comprehend this, which I'm gonna tat on me, which I'm gonna do sure, I'm gonna trigger everybody that lives that lifestyle. This is the person you don't have by your side at all. They're the most narcissistic motherfuckers in the whole universe. Gangbangers, mafiosos, drug dealers, racists, military cats, niggas from the block. If he's a gangbanger mafioso, he or she, why you want to fuck with them? Because they're beautiful, the bad guy, bad girl, Gucci Prada, then go fall on your face. God, Lucifer, and I eat a popcorn, which I'm going to get those little tattoos on me, the emojis. Why? Because it's free entertainment. I'm about to watch you get destroyed. I forewarned you, baby girl, he is no good for you. I don't give a if he's a fucking jock, NBA basketball player. I don't give a fuck. I see through that shit. That's Lucifer's disciple. He's going to pay you like a fiddle. You for less, peace got to go and smash your sister, cousin, and your best friend. But he loves you and loves God. He even goes to church. But hey, you know, that's once again, that's why I'm going to get that title. I'm into Forewarn the universe. Now you're observant. Why? Because those people are the more narcissistic ones. The ghettos, the hoods, the people in the military, I got PTSD. You don't go to a fucking war every day of your life. You have people you're in the military, you have people fucking yelling at your ass, right? They're triggering they're brainwashed you so you control your quote unquote feelings and numb the fuck and push them away. And that's why they're using narcissistic traits to fucking yell at you, right? And then PTSD, that bill, you already been had the situation, but more PTSD in the ghetto and the hoods. They're actually a war every fucking day for wearing a certain color. Like me here in Little Mexico and shit. Sometimes I get regulated for wearing fucking blue and red. Especially that's why I haven't gone to California since I have all my tattoos. But the day I go, more likely I will get regulated because they're gonna think automatically, what set you claim, where you from on blog, be like, baby boy, first and foremost, I don't gangbang. Look at my tattoos, nothing gang affiliated. I'm not a statistic. You're a statistic, but I have to be careful using that word because they can fucking put one in my head. I be, yo, that's your lifestyle. That's not my lifestyle. So that's a downfall with blue pillars because that's man-made fucking war. That shit is irrelevant. But if I want to be famous on social media, I could talk about gangs, mafias, black versus brown, Bloods, Crips, all that corny bullshit. It's irrelevant, but it does what? Blue pill talk makes money. Entertainment keeps you feeling on top of you. Those blue pillars will not ever evolve in life. They can brag about Gucci and Prada, mafioso. 6 figures be awesome. I'm happy I made bullshit, but why you a crackhead, alcoholic, tweaker, doing booger sugar? Why you still in toxic relationships? Why you still a piece of shit? I'm happy you have money, status, and fame, but you're still a piece of shit. You're still a Lucifer's disciple. Why are you the way you are? They ain't ready to have the conversation. They easy to get triggered with what I just told them. I'm a piece of shit. Yeah, you are. Tell me you're a good person. You're dropping bodies in the streets. You're pushing weight in the streets, so you're a good person. Your God and my God are different. Especially I love when they're the gangbanger mafiosos. They have tattoos and shit of rosaries and God. Like, just because you have a tattoo of Jesus on you and marriage doesn't make you a good person. Just because you're at church, talk about God, read the Bible doesn't make you a good person. You're, pastor, your priest. Are you being it, or are you just acting it? What's the difference? You got to figure the difference situation-wise. I've seen through all that bullshit. That's what I tell these females, like a lot of my one-on-ones, just because I talk about the Bible, go to church, go to your house, preach to it, and then I'm laying down with you, and I'm laying down with your neighbor, but I love God. Yeah, God, quote-unquote, Lucifer cannot step in God's house because it'll catch on fire, but who can? Lucifer's disciples, the narcissist motherfuckers of the universe. Who? The alphas, machistas, narcissists. I have a tag on me for a reason. The energy vampires. They can act nice. They can't be nice. They can offer you lust. They can offer you toxic love. They can't offer you love. They're more consistent with toxic love. Verbally, physically abuse, cheat on you. They're inconsistent with love. The downfall when you're empathetic and you're trauma bonded. Every time they show you love, that's the good in them. Yeah, if you fucking wrote down on a piece of paper, goods, pros and cons, you'll have like fucking 5 or 10 positive about them, the good in them, and a fucking 1,000 negative, and you still stay there, pray, plan, hope they change their ways like dumbasses like I did. That's why when I left my first baby moms, it hurt because my daughter's situation, right? Because I already knew what was going to happen because she's a de la calle, nigga from the streets, a block, and shit, de la calle, every which way, right? I knew it was going to happen to him. I knew it was going to potentially happen to my daughter because she's not a square. She's not empathetic. She's circle narcissistic every which way. She's from the streets, so all she knows is the streets. That's all she knows. She grew up with the shit, lived it. You can leave the hood, but the hood leave you, right? So with that said, that's why when I left, using her my daughter's wives, and from their wives, what I do? 12 years of build up of all that bullshit talking shit. I had my little 5 minutes of fame, but at 12 years, I let her have it. I said everything I had to say that I had bottled up. Fucking she was crying like a bitch. I was laughing like, I told the big bad wolf is crying. How the fuck you crying? I cried for all these fucking years when you talk your bullshit. I try to be good, show the respect to the fullest, and I just got destroyed by you. Now, I just told you off in 5 minutes everything I had to say, and you crying? I go, man, you're fucking weak, and I just walked out. I go pray for my daughters. I give you a year. What? I give you a year. You're de la calle. You're from the streets. You will fuck up in a year. I don't gotta fight for my daughters. Yeah. 9 months later, I got the phone call. Hey, from one of my friends. This is Margarito. This is Marge, right? I'm like, yeah, who's this? Well, you don't know me from Adams, but I'm your baby mom Gisela, right? Like, yeah. Well, I don't know what happened, but I just know she's behind the cop's car and shit. She's getting locked up. And she told me to call CPS to, get your daughters up. I was like, yeah, but I don't understand why, because she hates me. But remember this, narcissistic mothers and fathers, they don't want the kid to go with the unempathetic, the positive father, positive mother, whatever situation is, right? Because my situation, she was narcissistic, and this was a disciple. So she doesn't want to see me have the kids at all, our daughters. So she rather give our daughters to the state because she knows what happened to them in the state. She give no fucks. People narcissistic, they destroy everything they touch. Simple as that. That's why they're elusive disciples. But they're elusive disciples for now. That is their choice when they're ready to work on themselves. That's why I call them out. I'm like, yo, you're elusive disciples. That's why when I put that shit in my shirt, those little Mexico, like game bangers, mafiosos, the la calle males and females running around. But yeah, I'm talking about you. What? These words bother you? It's just a shirt. Want to talk about it? I'm like crazy about it. But yo, this is not Mexico. This is America. Call the boys in blue. Do it the white way, the right way. You go to your dog kennel. and calm the fuck down over words. You want to get an altercation about words, why don't you talk about it? But you can't be about it because you're scared of words, conversations, and fucking feelings. That's why 95% of you is broken codependent every which way. You know? But that's why all I do is pray for them. I go on my day and nothing against them. So yeah, hey, what up, Kiki? How you doing? How's it going? Sorry, guys. How's it going? How's everything? I apologize. I just be talking. But yeah, so that's why individuals, you should work on yourself. Be very cautious who you lay down, because if not, if you have a narcissistic person by your side as a baby mom, baby father, they'll destroy you, especially if they're women, because when it comes to courts, women win automatically for the most part, and so do kids. Us fathers, as men, have no fucking voice. We gotta pay top dollar. That's what I mean with my first baby moms. I already knew, it's gonna sell out to our daughters, yes, right? But I knew I didn't have to spend $1. Why? Because even when she got locked up and they said it, we talked after. I go, look at that. I told you. And she didn't say nothing. She had nothing to say. I go, why would she cut? She's like, fuck you. I'm like, why? How'd you fail? Because you can't show. I told you, you can't show your anger. I go, you caught a felony because the girl called you ugly, a fucking word, ugly, and you caught a case and you lost our daughters for a fucking word. Yeah, you should work on yourself, right? But that's what people narcissistic wise. That's why I say it all the time. That's why females that are from the streets, they're like I and stuff. Which I have nothing against them, right? But I tell them, like, no, if I'm gonna hook up with you, I should go find my first baby moms. You are no different than her. You're just a different body. What do you mean? You offer me toxic lust and trauma bonds every which way. Yeah, I'm working yourself. There is good in you, wise. We can talk and vibe, but I'll be your friend associate. I want to have you by my side because I can't fix you or save you. You can leave the hood, but the hood leave you. If you get in altercations, I'm not getting involved at all. If you want to start having anyone talk shit to you, anyone gives you a look, you want to pop off, I just get up and walk away. I squash the relationship and it's over. I don't give a fuck. What you want to cry about it? You crying to the wrong person, cry to the person in the mirror. Why? Because you self-sabotage it because you should work on yourself. I'm not having that by my side. That's why I'd rather be friends and associates, hold your hand, guide you, than to be by your side. I'm not trying to hurt you. Because if I want to be by your side, try a relationship, and I get up and leave, I'm going to hurt you. In your mansion, I'll add a door of pain. I'm not trying to add a door of pain. I already know it's not going to work out. On your side, because you're working, so because I make you feel good. We're having a conversation. That's awesome. A for effort. So stop gaslighting and manipulating yourself like, well, maybe he's the one that can help me. Nobody can fix you or save you. Only the person in the mirror. A support team, God, etc. We can heal you, guide you, support you. I live for and show my love to you. That's all we could do for you. That is your journey, not my journey. I worked on my journey. I went through my healing, awakening, eventually woke. I'm woke for the last 3 years of my life. Tell a story and that's it. Talking vibe. That's why like my boys and my customers and shit. They be like, dude, like Mr. Positive. Like, I just tell a story. Like, man, you care about everybody because I want to see how you doing. Ask everybody, how you doing? How's it going? How's life? How's your mansion? They'd be like, mansion? Well, that's my neck for a reason. It's an analogy. How's your head doing? How you doing up there? They'd be like, damn, you asked a lot of good questions. I just want to make sure you're okay. You know? It's not about positivity by being accountable. And real, it's not always positive. No, for sure. I'm on that note, most definitely it is. I mean, that's why you got to work on yourself. And to tell the truth and do self-accountability is hard sometimes, especially if you haven't worked on yourself. You lie. Because it's easier to lie and run from the situation than to do, like, you know what? I did fuck up. I did cheat. I did do drugs. It's hard to, like, do accountability-wise. It's like you feel like you're weak. Like, no, being weak is running from your problems. Being positive and strong is admitting to your shit. So now, are you going to keep doing drugs? Are you going to keep body hopping, doing the whole face, which is definitely your choice? Or are you going to stop and working yourself? Like, it's that people, if the fucking shoe fits, rock the kicks like a champ, or take them off and get new kicks. That is your choice. I can't force it upon you. We don't gotta have this conversation. That's all on you, not on I. You know, just saying it out loud, right? Oh, exactly. I'm on 1,000. Always. That's what it's about. We're in a conversation with that said. Like I had a. Oh, sorry. I gotta catch what your message is. Sorry, So, by the way, so you know, I'm on 5 platforms. On Livewise, which I forgot to do my IG. I apologize. Let me turn my IG on. I gotta get another phone for which I actually have them, but for do Clubhouse, I believe, and then I'm gonna talk about day naps in a minute, right? But with that said, first and foremost, fuck day naps, man. Times have changed. I haven't done I haven't done day naps for I tried 3 years ago. It was like, yeah, this is way different. Back in my time, it was, first and foremost, it was free. There was not fucking buying shit. Second of all, you can have conversations. Yahoo and Google chats, chop it up with people. Hell yeah, I was talking to hella females all over the world, right? Just conversations, having real talk, you know? which is badass. And nowadays, like, which I'll just jump into it right away. But anyway, which I'm gonna call it. While I was visiting my boys, my little man's, my 5 kids this weekend, co-parenting, like great jazz. I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll try a day nap, see what's up, you know. So I jump on. I forget the name of the word, but I'm gonna do a TikTok about it to knock the shit out of people because I can't believe people are actually doing that. But anyways, jump on there, make a profile real quick, right? And then like try it out, and then they message me, right, and through my DM, so I respond. They give you like, I think like what, 2-3 messages, and that's it. And now they want you to subscribe. I'm like, what the fuck? I gotta subscribe. So it's $20 for like 1 month, $10 more for 3 months. Like, fuck it, common sense. $10 more 3 months. So I do 3 months, right? Now that's $30 now, right? And then from there, wise, you know, there's coins and shit. I don't speak fucking day nap bullshit. So anyways, I'm like, coins. So I'm going back and forth with one female. Good conversation, open-minded, right? She asked me what I'm about, said all that, elaborating, talking about my tattoos, etc. 3 messages, and then it says to message again, you have to buy coins. So it says 40 for $12, 40. So I'm thinking, cool, 40 coins. I don't know shit about day naps, so I'm assuming 40 messages. Fuck no. Each message is 10 coins. They didn't know that, right? So I'm having a conversation with her. Mind you, I'm 42, 18 at heart. This woman, she's from Portland, quote unquote. She could be a cyber person, etc. You know, AI and so on and so on. And they're 44, right? On my conversation, and I told her, hey, check this out. I just paid $12 to continue this conversation. So with that said, if you want to continue on this my conversation, here's my IG, here's my Facebook, here's my email account, and email address, and here's my phone number. And then from there, because I go, I'm not paying again for this, right? Because I mind you, the first time they charged me 12, and they continue on the second. So that's when, you know what, that was what, $24, rounded out 25. And she didn't respond, which is her choice. Her choice, right? And that's why I say, yeah, boys and girls, men and women. Men and women, we do open my conversations. Boys and girls, you fuckers are broken and codependent. You scared to have conversations. That's why I'm like, dude, I'm gonna do TikTok about that. Like I don't know. Once again, I'm not a woman, so I don't know if women on day naps. If you guys are on day naps, females, can you please make comment and elaborate. Like, I don't know if females, they don't charge you for that shit, because if they're charging men and women, holy fuck, these day naps are making money. Because $25 for fucking 6. Well, I'm taking back 8 messages. 25. You know how much teriyaki that is? I paid $60. Like, I'd rather go on a date, because I'm going on a date, enjoy my meal, and potentially have a good conversation. On my side, I'm going to ask all the questions. She could be introverted, it's cool. I ask the questions, you can respond, and so on, right? And if she's not feeling me, it's not working out, I'm still going to enjoy my meal. I'm there for the conversation, that's it. You know, she's there, not there, whatever situation. It evolves, doesn't evolve. I'm going to be, oh shit, no, I don't care about that, right? So that's why when she didn't respond, and she messaged, you know, are you going to continue on the conversation? And it says right there, for the third time, you know, another 40 coins. I was like, I didn't fucking say shit. Like, no. If men are actually paying to to be in conversation with people, randoms, like, I'm not paying no one. Dude, I give you $25 teriyaki. That's like, what, 2-3 teriyakis wise, meals wise. And for a conversation, but I just gave you all my information. You can reach out to me, which is definitely your choice, and you chose not to. So you're not a woman, you're a fucking girl. Dead ass, which I'm gonna do a TikTok and trigger all the girls out there. Like, if you boys and girls are on these fucking day naps and you're paying all this money for conversations, you're fucking desperate. Dead ass, you're fucking desperate. How many? I can't imagine how many fucking thousands, hundreds or thousands of people are fucking paying for these day naps. Fucking garbage, man. The cool thing about one of the apps, I think called Zoosk, I can go live on there. Like, what? Fuck yeah, I'll try it out, see what's up. So I'm gonna buy a cell phone, just to throw it on here. If somebody wants to jump in the mix, they can jump on. So, you know, try it out, because that's why, as an individual, I go live on different platforms. I just don't go live on one platform. That's why the main platform is TikTok. The downfall about TikTok, it has the most butterflies and unicorns in the universe. Why? Because they're scared of words, feelings, and conversations. If I tell the keyboard warrior on TikTok, when they report my shit and I do my TikTok, if the fucking shoe fits, rock that shit. Or take off your kicks and put new kicks on and do what? Fall back and do your healing, awake, eventually woke journey. I am too much for you. That's why my numbers ain't shit. My followers ain't shit in a bad way compared to any people out there, because I'm a red pillar. I'm not a blue pillar, which I'm going to get those tatted right here. Red pill and blue pill. Why? All you blue pillars talk about mammy bullshit. What do y'all debate about? And this is the reason why, only reason why you have fucking numbers. Race, religion, politics, COVID, man versus woman. What color is your Bugatti? Drugs, alcohol, pills. All that shit's irrelevant. But like here in the little Mexico, or you hear about gangs, I tell my siblings and cousins, customers, like, I don't know. I don't watch the news. I don't care about that stuff. I pray for them, but I go on my day. That's it. But all they have families. I know they got families. But here's the kicker, which I'm going to do a TikTok. I'm going to make a shirt that says that, you know, all you gangbanging mafiosos, drug racing military cats, people on the streets, the black market, this is your outcome. Beat up, locked up, shot up, or 6 feet under. End of story. When you're 6 foot under because you chose your lifestyle, which is your choice, everyone in your family can breathe, especially your parents. Because why? They don't worry about the phone call. Hey, Vito's about, you know, he got shot, he got beat up, he's locked up. Nope. Vito's done. What? He's done. 6 feet under. So it's gonna hurt, yes, but guess what? Everyone in the fucking family, friends can breathe because they're not running wild no more. They chose their lifestyle. That is their outcome. Or potentially they might change their life around, which is a rare fucking miracle case. Grab yourself a fucking scratch ticket type situation or buy a lotto ticket. That's how rare it is. So with that said, but I get it. Child trauma, environments. I get the concept for sure. But everyday above ground, that is your choice to keep pushing weight, keep being OnlyFans. Whatever the fuck you want to do, that is your choice. I have nothing against you. I'm just telling a story in a conversation. And that's it. If I get you your feelings, then why don't you open your mouth and reach out? You're saying, like this time, tell me I'm stupid. I don't get triggered by words. I'll be cool. Please elaborate what I'm saying. Why you believe I'm stupid. I know I'm not, but can you please elaborate? And so on and so on. But the downfall is, nowadays in 2023, boys are definitely scared of fun conversations. Girls and women are in the mix wise, but they'll reach out. Like yesterday, like last night, I met through Facebook, the narc pages and stuff, right? Girl she made a post about whole thing because she's trying to learn about narcissists, how they function. And not really want to say this on Facebook, narc pages, like narc community wise, empaths, like, I'm sorry, but yeah, a lot of them don't know what the hell they're talking about. I always put my comment, yo, like, what you're saying is kind of somewhat right, but I promise you 1,000, jump on TikTok, search bar, type in narcissist, empath, deflection, projection, reactive abuse, trombones. You're going to watch the whole fucking world all the time. Grab your tissue box, ladies and gentlemen, y'all about to fucking cry, because you're not going to feel alone. Like, these people are telling your story like I was telling my story then 3 years ago, because no one deserves to get destroyed relationships, but there's a reason why we get destroyed. So that's why that girl, she made a post. I made my comments. I made like 2 comments on there. I DM'd her. I sent her 2 more comments. And I sent a picture actually on my shirts. Because like me, I'm not going to type all that. I already have a shirt. I just say it on my phone and put them in a folder. Upload. I love technology, man. Use the phone correctly. What am I doing? Networking. I'm not passing boundaries. Not blue ball conversations. I'm not trying to keep you feeling on top of your feelings. I'm just telling a story, right? So she responded. And from there, we're going back and forth. She's talking about narcissists, you know, the whole trombones, and just I'm breaking it down, elaborating, etc. And then she asked me, like, we went back and forth messages for about maybe like 20, 30 minutes, right? And then she's like, is it okay if we talk? I was like, that's definitely your choice. I go do free therapy, life coach. She's like, no way. Yeah, I go, you don't charge? Like, no, I'll do it for anybody. If you want to do it to the cause, because in my head, I'm already rich and famous. I'm already doing these conversations, traveling the universe, all the great jazz. The day I make money like that, I'm living off what I'm saying. I'm getting back to the community-wise. Get back to the universe. Who's that? All the single mom fathers are struggling, and people in general. I have the money and power. I can get you a spot. You're homeless. I can get you a spot, but take care of it and get a job and roof over your head. Maintain it. But that is your choice. But I tell females, they're single moms, especially single moms. Like I deal with so many of them, right? And I tell them, I don't have the money power, right? But the day that I do, wise, and I give you a spot, from there, wise. You know, if you're still stuck in a trauma bond, your ex, your baby father, I will not be surprised when you let him back in the household. I won't be surprised at all. That's called a trauma bond. And don't feel like ashamed. No, I was you. It's hard to break it because why? In your head, I need them. Even though they're toxic every fucking which way, but that's called broken and codependent, aka codependency wise. I need. No. The only person you need in the universe is the person in the mirror. You want people if they want you in their life. You can't force people to your life, and vice versa, and so on and so on. That's why I tell people, so you comprehend where I'm coming from, my mentality wise. Single father of 8 kids, right? I don't need co-parenting. I don't need my kids. I don't need a partner. I don't need family and friends. None of you guys behind the screen. Selfish? It sounds selfish? I am selfish 1,000. Every day above ground, I come first and foremost. No one's paying my bills. No one's doing what I'm dealing with, right? If I was going to do shit, and I'm not anymore, but I say I was. My personal issues. My mansion, right? And then from there, wise, who do I allow in my life? So that's why I come first and foremost. And as I say, I don't need them. I don't need none of you guys. I want my kids. I want co-parenting. I want a partner, family, friends. You guys by my side. If you choose to want to, which is your choice, it's all about matching energy, not taking energy. If you're taking it, why am I allowing you to take my energy? That is my choice. But typically, for the most part, because you're scared of what? Verbalize boundaries, and you don't know how to say no. You're scared to say no because I hurt people's feelings. If they're hurting your feelings, they give no fucks about hurting your feelings. So why about their feelings? I don't want to be mean. That's why it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a garden of war. Once you become a warrior, fuck me, fuck you. What? You play stupid, I play stupider. I'll do it. That's why everyone says, like, like on TikTok, and they'll be like, people, the trolls, the young cats, they try to like mock me and stuff, talk shit, and I just go back and forth, and they'd be like, man, you just don't stop. I was like, I'm not the one. I'm woke. I'm 1% of the universe. I'm the rest of the universe. I call everybody out. So with that said, if you don't respond, I won't respond. But you want to keep talking shit, I'll trigger you. And when I trigger you, and then one kid was like, I'm going to block you now. I was like, before you block me, do what you do best. Run from your problems. If you can't handle me, get your mom and dad, etc. wise. Get your grandpa. They still can't handle me because they haven't worked themselves. I promise you that. And if they have, they will not get offended by anything I said. They will read the comments and be like, yeah, you're battling somebody that's has more knowledge and wisdom than you do. And you're calling him being mean, but you're the one actually being mean with your words. And I told him, God, be careful with your words, baby boy. Yeah, I'm not the one you want to hurt my feelings, but other people, you will trigger them. And you want to call yourself a good person, right? And then he blocked me. I was like, yep. I see the chalkboard up. And another one, another keyboard warrior in the feelings. I did my job. It's like, bro, so I tell other people on social media, if you can't handle words, why the fuck are you on social media? Dead ass. If you can't open mind debates, open mind conversations, don't be on social media. These narcissistic keyboard warriors are vicious. A lot of people on here are vicious with the words because they don't care to hurt you. Because they don't know how to control their narcissist traits. Like me before wise. Well, my exes wise. I'm the verbal abuser. I could demolish the whole universe because my first baby mom, raised in New York, Latina, etc. wise. East Coast people are fucking very harsh with the words. They should all be comedians. Like, you trigger them, they talk this shit. They're hella funny. I love the way they speak, right? And the way they carry themselves. They just should be more... What I do, I took my first baby mom narcissist traits, right? Like, she was like that. But no remorse. There is no fucking forewarning. Like, fuck you, here we go, and they pop off. No, me, I be, I'll give you 3 warnings. Want to talk about this? We could talk about this. But I'm just warning you, I don't die with words. I don't get shit by words. If you do, you shouldn't not get involved in this conversation. I'm forewarning you. And they try it. I go, remember this. When you get triggered, you start shedding, especially females, you start shedding tears. You chose this. This battle you can't handle yet because you're working yourself. And that's why I would trigger my exes wise, right? And what happens? Because I'm matching energy, but I'm surpassing their energy because they work themselves. I'm being the verbal abuser. Y'all get fan stupid. I'll bring whatever the past is, my narcissist traits, about their past. You're a crackhead, drunk, whatever the situation was. Throw that shit in the face. Your mom didn't want you. Boom. I'm just demolishing with words, right? And what she's doing when she becomes the physical abuser, right? That was not her intent. But that's why you learn this word. It's called reactive abuse. She's reacting to the words that I'm telling her. Why? Because my words hurt more than our mother does, or whoever hurt in life. Because why? We exchange energy, TLC, partner. That's why my words cut deeper than a knife compared to anybody else in her lifetime. That's why you have to be very careful who you have by your side. Because if they're more narcissistic, all they can offer you is lust, toxic love, drama, trauma bonds, and trauma. That's it. They're inconsistent with love, consistent with toxic love. I promise you that. If you want to find the hard way, then go date and join toxic love relationships. 95% of yours is in a lot of toxic relationships. They don't know it. They're not all bad, but it's not supposed to be a world competition. It's not supposed to be a world competition with your partner. The intent is you lust and love each other only. We become each other friends, best friends, lovers, porn stars, and therapists. We comprehend that, guess what? There is beauty and lust everywhere, but they don't have what we have because they're with themselves. No matter how beautiful she is, he is, BBLs, OnlyFans, 1,000 supercars. That is cosmetic bullshit. They are not awakened. They're not doing healing. They're not doing shit. They're just blue pill rich. We're red pill rich. That's it. Massive difference. I love and lusty only. You can travel the whole universe. As an individual, before I wasn't even jealous, right? Now I'm not even jealous at all. So I tell ladies, so where I said I was jealous wise, I don't care. You can talk to all the guys you want to. That's your choice. If you choose to pass boundaries, that is your choice. Emotional cheating, I don't need you. I want you. I say it all the time. These females be like, what? But she can cheat. That is her choice. If she does, I have nothing against her. She folded. We stay friends and associate, which if she wants, if not, she can cut me off. That doesn't hurt my feelings. And I remind her, there's a door. We can have the conversation why you did infidelity, why you folded into the entanglements, all my tattoos. But just remember this. Don't think in your back of your head, well, if we talk about it and we're in a conversation, that maybe he's going to give you a chance. There is no chances. It's first time and last time. I drop you like a ton of bricks. I'll remind you, with you folded, you cheated, that was your choice. So the next relationship you get, learn from this. Don't fall to lust. How did you fall to lust? What did I do to you to push you away? On my side, that I know I didn't say nothing wrong to you. To give you all the love. But remember this. Think is not knowing. You gotta know you're ready for a relationship. Once again, think is not knowing. You gotta know you're ready. A lot of people want the relationship, but how does it feel to want? That's the shit. And that's why I would tell her, what you mentioned, I'll do TikTok stitch. There's the door. Your stuff, I have nothing against you. Take your time moving your stuff out of here, but it's over. We stay for associates. But there's no chances in life. I don't recommend that. Take your time, fall back, do the healing journey. I'll go ahead and guide you as a friend associate now. Now I'm your ex, and I'm not your partner wise. But take your time, fall back, work on yourself. Study why you fell to lust. Because if that person did it to you, was a cheater, I would tell her that. You're going to hear this term. Was a cheater, was a player. Yeah, if I gave you another chance, you're going to keep doing it to the intent in the next relationship, you don't do that to them. If you do that to them and you did it to and guess what? You're a broken codependent. You usually fall to lust because the answer is you have no self-will. That's the answer, boys and girls. No self-will. That's what typically men are more narcissistic. They fall to lust, past boundaries. That's what I tell ladies. Yo, judge me and read me. If I'm getting to know you to go on a date with you, quote unquote, to get to know you for a potential, and we're in dinner and shit, lunch, whatever we're having, but you see me, I'm talking to you in conversation, but you see me chatting with the waitress, you see any female walking by, I'm just like, boom. My eyes are fucking walking with any female that fucking moving. If you can't judge and read me, that lets you know I have narcissist traits, right? I'm being lustful in front of your face, and we're not together. Imagine me by your side. I'm gonna destroy you. If I lay down with your TLC, I'm gonna own you. When you're trauma bonded, analogy, I'm the slave master, she's a slave. She won't ever leave for a very long time because she's praying, planning, hoping I change my ways. That shit sucks. It happens all the time. In the Spanish culture, Hispanic and Spaniards, us men are more narcissistic. Hablame, machistas. That's our analogy for a narcissist. El mandilón, typically females. Males could be, we give that also wives, because what I'm saying, right? You are empathetic, empathist. So that's why us men, we can cheat, and it's okay. El machismo, when I pass boundaries in front of my girl, it's okay. In front of the boys, it's okay at work. That's what men do, right? And I cheat on her. I could fucking, guess what? The devil's in me. I go to retreats. I go to freaking get therapy. All this bullshit. I'm still gonna do it, and she's still gonna accept it. Why? To trigger, especially the Spanish females and females in general. You're still there because traditional ways. Because you're a dumbass, like I was a dumbass. You're still there because culture, religion, family. That's why. Well, we got kids together, right? Have you heard of co-parenting? Isn't a fucking hurt? Yes, it is. But it's going to hurt more if you stay the longer you're supposed to. I promise you that. The longer you stay with the individual, it's going to fucking break you to try to fucking squash it. Try to do co-parenting best as. Because now, once again, the longer... a year hurts, yes. Do 12 years. Everything is fucking... When you're going through, falling back, do the healing journey, you're not doing the whole face body hopping and shit. Which is, it's easy to do that because you're just running from your problems, right? But now you do the healing journey, it's going to fucking hurt bad. Really, really bad. Because you're detoxing from what? Codependency. What? I need him by my side. I need her by my side. Do you? Because if you need her by your side, him, whatever situation is wise, they ain't by your side. They're out there fucking body hopping with 1 or 1,000. Who gives a fuck? They're not by your side. And then you'll still accept them because guess what? At least tonight they're not sleeping with nobody. They're not cheating. They're with me. Yeah, they were with you tonight. And you ain't doing shit with each other. They're in the fucking living room, laying in the same bed, don't do shit with you at all. Tomorrow they can cheat again when they go to work. That's why you have the housewife analogy. Then you have the work wife. Happens every fucking time. Every day look around you. You know who your coworkers have partners and shit, but you see your coworker passing boundaries with another coworker, and no one says shit about it. Well, it's not my problem. It's not my situation. Right, but would you like that to be happening to your wife? Me, I fucking call anybody. I don't give a fuck. Like, yo, baby boy. Yeah, I do my old job. I'd be like, oh, yeah, I got my wife. Because I ask everybody, yo, you married, have kids? Oh, yeah, I got my wife and my kids, right? And then be like, oh, you see that girl with her fat ass? And I'd be like, I'm single. I have no kid. I mean, I have my kids, but I'm single. I have no partner. I can check her out and say what you're saying. But you have a wife. You're like, yeah, she's best. She's on point. Nothing wrong with looking. But now when you're gawking, then you're passing boundary, which is in Spanish called machismo, aka narcissism. And that's that time. Yo, you don't know this word, but that's what you're doing. You're doing what your father's doing, uncle's doing, grandpa, great-grandpa. That is our shitty culture. And the women stay like dumbasses. That's why I tell females, stay there like your auntie did, your grandma did, Great grandma did. But if you want that bullshit title, well, guess what? At least I had the family together wise for 40 years. 40 years fucking miserable. I cheated you 1,000 times and fucking you want that title that we're together for 40 years to brag about the kiddos, grandkids, and all that shit. Fuck that shit. Nope. That's what my family, obviously I know when they hear this shit, hear about me, I do my TikTok pods, they probably get bothered, I know my parents probably, especially my father probably think I'm crazy, but he don't tell me nothing, right? Because I had a conversation 3 years ago with my breakup. So, I told him, this is my life, my situation, I'll figure this shit out, And obviously, I've never had that conversation with my father before. But I was on the breakup, I didn't give a fuck. I was like, you know what, everyone let me fucking be. All my cousins and friends, it's gonna little bitch party and kicking. I was like, so because you do that to fix your problems, quote unquote, party and kicking to get bitches, quote unquote, that's gonna fix me. All this love, this talk, this pain I'm going through, that's gonna fix my depression, anxiety, it's gonna just fix it. Party and kicking, I go, you run from your problems and I'm up. I don't. I push everybody away. Well, I'm your family, I give no fucks. You just give me wrong advice. So they're like, well, just give your kids up. Oh, so it was my kid's fault that her and I didn't work out. No, it's called co-parenting. I'll figure this shit out. I'm dying and crying. It hurts like a motherfucker. Yes, it does. But there's got to be a reason why I'm going through. And that's why the healing journey at the very beginning is very painful. Because especially when kids are, everybody out there behind the screen, my one-on-one, you have kids? No. No, at all? Cool, then you're blessed. What do you mean you're blessed? I mean, I'm blessed, wise. Because you have no kids. You have no ties other than TLC and trauma bonds. Be like fucking Forrest Gump and fucking run. What do you mean? Move to a different state. Do what you gotta do to get away from them. A.K.A. no contact. But when you're going through pain now with no kids, imagine having a kid. Or kids. It's gonna be worse. Because now you gotta do co-parenting. They're talking shit about you. They're out there body hopping, being a whole face and shit, whatever situation-wise. And they're talking shit to your face. That's gonna hurt you even more. And you're supposed to keep it humble, respectful in front of the kids, right? And that's why you gotta be very cautious with that and do co-parenting best as. And you don't become a better baby mom, baby father. It sucks that no one deserves to get destroyed comments. I get that most definitely wise. And that's why I say all the time, which I'm gonna do a shirt. Men are more narcissistic, communication, no comprehension. Women are more empathetic, communication, comprehension, but opposites attract. Welcome to war. My tattoos for a reason. So tell the ladies, just follow back with yourself. His job is to talk shit. He's mad. He's not happy in the relation nor after. So he doesn't want to see you happy. As long as he can see he triggers you, he's taking your power. He just give you a look, but you already know what that look means. You already know that look means fuck you, because you laid down with him. You dealt with him. To me, I'm like, hey, he's just looking at you mad. No, but when he does that, because he told me verbally fuck me, and now you don't gotta say it, but yes, because the look. Yes, I get it. So with that said, don't focus your energy on him. Focus your energy on the person mirror first and foremost, and then your kids. And then tell them, verbalize your boundaries. It's going to take courage and strength. If you have nothing positive to say, don't say nothing at all. If you can't keep it about the kids, don't say nothing at all. And then they're always texting that this phone, if it's not about the kids, then don't text at all. He can blow up 1,000 texts. You can block him, vibrate, whatever you got to do. But it's just a fucking phone. And for sure, yes, trust me, I make it sound so easy. I was you. Try not to respond. Trying to have a conversation with her when she would come see the kids. It fucking hurts because when they leave, I know where she's going, back to her partner, etc. Right? And it fucking hurts. Yes, it does. That's not easy. I promise you that. Very, very painful. But I promise you 1,000, it's a hell of a lot easier with a support team. I got blessed in my situation. I had 10 lightworkers. I heard 10 lightworkers. I love them to death. I had 4 locally. 1 that I knew personally-wise, one of my boys, right? And then 3 other females. Locally where I'm from. And then 3 through IG, 3 to Facebook. They don't even know me from atoms at all. I started doing my Facebook lives, YouTube, etc., all that stuff, and they reached out to me and they just held my hand. Like, hey, check it out. First, I give you props because you're doing lives first and foremost. Second of all, you're taking care of all those kids by yourself. That's a lot, And co-parenting is not easy, and they just held my hand, guide me. I love it. I love my death. That's why I have my extra name, and I respect her. My second baby moms. I let her go in 88 days, 100%. 14, 70 days later, 1,000. That's why I say 1,000. Why I say 1,000? If you want to rock me by my side, friend, associate, etc., partner to be, keep it 1,000. Don't sell me a dream, because I see through you. I judge and read everybody in the universe. I'm the ref of the universe. So with that said, when you lie, be like, why are you lying? No, I'm not. Yeah, you are. And we can talk about it. If not, then run from your shit. I'll squash it, so on and so on. So that's why when I worked on myself, it felt hella good. Because your true test with your ex-wives, you can do no contact, run from them, block them, cool. But I love doing scenarios, right? The scenario is this. So now you made a good partner, right? Your ex has not been in your life for 5 years. Keep it simple, right? And then you tell your new partner, because your new partner gives you, you told your story, and you say you let him go, all the good shit, you forgive, right? Which a lot of people forgive, but the second hardest part is you gotta let go. What? I love you for leaving me, because you gotta let go of them 1,000. If you don't let go of your ex 1,000, in your head, your mansion, your ex owns that door of pain. That's what me and my ex-wife, she's doing better now, a hell of a lot better now, right? It's been 3 years, right? But in the beginning, because everybody has narcissistic traits, she would gas and manipulate. She would talk her shit, and I would just stay quiet. I'd be like, you know what? You can say what you got to say, but with that said, I'm letting you know what you're talking about is called deflection projection. You're going to tell me I'm going to be alone, I'm going to want you. I go, you're actually talking about yourself. Now, no, you have a partner, right? But it's for now. If you maintain and take care of it. If it doesn't work out, then you have another potential, and so on and so on. But you're actually talking about yourself not knowing. That's why it's called deflection and projection. And she didn't know his words. I told him, you heard it from my mouth. So I'm telling you, that's exactly what you're doing, right? And then, which I'm with those words tatted on me wise. But anyways, she would talk to shit sometimes, right? To me, I'd be shit out. I have nothing against you. I'm sorry. Sorry can't fix shit. You're not together. We're talk shit together. Better co-parenting. We're way better friendship than a partnership wise, right? So with that said, when you're talking your shit, I tell everybody this. When you have the strength and courage, and you work on yourself a lot more, go through the healing awakening part, then you can verbalize this. I tell you, in your mansion, I wouldn't tap her head, but I just put it on her forehead. In your mansion, that door of pain, X, I own it. That door is mine. If I wanted to, I could talk shit to you. If I want to cause problems in your relationship, I can get a hold of your man, right? And I can do what? Every time she come visit, we're doing TLC. I can fuck with him and cause altercations in your relationship if I choose to want to use my choice and use my narcissistic traits. With that said, every time you talk your shit, I can trick you all day, every day. I own that door of pain until you let me go. Do closure for yourself. I own that door of pain, but I keep it humble with you because I was you. I comprehend it. I'm not trying to be mean to you. I'm just verbalizing you what's going on with you, right? So with that said, that's why I worked on myself, because I was like, you know what? What was my red flags? I know I'm not a bad person, but we're bad for each other. She's not a bad person also, but once again, that's why it's called toxic love. Love doesn't hurt. Love is beautiful, healing, soothing. Toxic love hurts because you're altercations, you're at war with each other. That is very unjust. But if you don't know anything I'm telling you, if you don't know these words, all this, then you don't know. You just know what your parents taught you, what social media taught you, and that's it, what you're being observant with. The cool thing about support team, if they're more awakening-wise, woke-wise, we all have analogies and metaphors. That's why I'm a tattoos for a reason. I say what I say to simplify it best as possible. That's why these therapists, counselors don't like me too much, because I say what I say. It's like, yo, no therapist, counselor, psychiatrist can fix you or save you at all. I promise you that. And especially when I tell them this, everyone's got BPD, bipolar, borderline personality, and MPD, narcissistic personality. If that's not true, two simple questions. Why are you in feelings? Why get you with petty ass words? They're just fucking words. If I call you ugly, fat, and stupid, right? And you're hearing this right now, hearing the podcast, I mentioned this, we're on a podcast, YouTube, and I trigger you, and I don't know you from Adams. How? Because in your mansion, the doors of pain, whoever called you ugly, fat, and stupid, that person owns that door of pain. So first hard part, you forgive. Obviously not forget. The second hardest part, you gotta let them go. If you don't let them go, in your mansion, they're eating their popcorn, watching Colada Beauty, smiling your face, living the rent free, because you haven't done closure for yourself. That's the answer to life. You haven't seen your ex for 5 years, and they just gave you that look. That look, that means, they're talking shit to you. And you get triggered, sad, whatever. Any negative emotion towards them. But you said you forgave them. You forgave them, but you didn't let them go. That's like actually my nephew asked me, like, if you ever saw your first baby mom Gisela, like she said she wanted to work it out and try again, be a family. I'll be like, no, I'll be your friend associate. I have nothing against it. We can talking vibe. When she sees me, she's in the trouble with all tattoos. What the hell is all this? I was like, well, it's a story. I have nothing against you. I comprehend you, how you function. If you want, we can talk in vibe. There's the girls, you visit them, talk to them. I have nothing against you at all. But remember, just when we're having this conversation, if you're allowed to have this conversation, don't think it back in your head that now that we're getting along better wise, that there's a potential. There is no potential. I'm just letting you know, day one, not day 1,000, day one, there is no potential here, because you're a blessing initially, and when you left, I left scenario wise, it was a lesson. That's all by my side. No, they're like I is people from the streets at all. I can't fix you or save them. I can be with their friends and associate, and that's it. Heal, guide, support, uplift, for one, show my love to each other, and that's all we can do for each other. I comprehend that now, right? And that's why a lot of us that you don't work on yourself, you actually will trigger you as. And that's why you got to be very careful with that, because you can think you're ready for a relationship, right? You can have a badass partner by your side, but there's a couple of scenarios that happens. If you're used to toxic love, right? Being verbally, physically abused, right? You have a child trauma, ghetto environment, all that bullshit. So all you know is toxicity. That's all you know. Now that someone that, you tell your to trigger you, right? You tell your sob story, play a victim, what happened to you in life, right? And from there, wise, this person's empathetic, wise, they want to give you everything, because they're more awakened, potentially wise, or they don't know anything about this conversation, but they know they're a good person. They're going through shit in life. I want to help and guide them. I want to heal, guide, support, right? Which is cool. But sometimes we'll think, well, maybe I can fake change and save them. The downfall, you can't fake change and save nobody. If you try to do that, you will self-destruct and potentially get in altercation situations. You got to be very cautious with that, right? But I'll keep it as simple as best as possible. So with that said, so I gotta read all these messages. Apologize on my Facebook side. So apologize, Facebook. I'll catch up with you in a minute. But with that said, that's why she can. Scenario: if I was with a female, to keep it very easy, wise, she's from the streets, wise, right? That's people more narcissistic. That like street folk, gang mafioso, said it wise, right? Military cats, racists. They're really narcissistic, wise. They have child trauma, their environment, right? So I think, okay, I can fix it and save them. So I'll try that, right? So I'm ready to do this, right? I'll hold her hand, guide her every which way. Why the only downfall about the situation is I might be too much for her every which way. Because when she gets triggered, I'll pick her when she's down, right? And then since I'm not being verbally abusive, I'm being physically abusive with her. What's gonna happen? She might get scared. She didn't feel weird. She's like, well, like, you're not yelling at me. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I don't yell, I talk, conversation. Right, you're not being abused. No, I don't do none of that at all. So either she might get scared of the situation, and what? Because she know her little bubble is toxic love. So she left her bubble to try positive, right? That she had love around her, and she might get scared, go back to toxic love, her ex-wise, or a person like her ex-wise, or she might cheat. Because that's her. Like, fuck, if I cheat, guess what? I fucked up, but he'll leave me. And the downfall is her people, she's hurt, might hurt me wise, and which happens, you see that quite a bit where a person's empathetic wise, and I'm, the nice guy and nice girl ends up last. Yes, fuck it. It's been 3 times, 4 times I got done dirty, I'm done. Fuck this. I be nice. They tell me the soft story, all that good shit, and I give them love. Give them whatever the exes didn't give them, etc. The parents didn't give them, and so on and so on. And I always get cheated on. They always break up with me. They always destroy me. So you know what? Fuck it. Now your narcissist traits activate. Fuck it. Whole phase it is. Like I did. But the cool thing is when you have a support team and people around you, which is beautiful. It's like me, my sister, not like blood sister, God sister wise. I love her every which way for doing that. She put me aside in Seattle wise, and she, I go also by Marge, right? She's like, yo, Marge, do you know why you're doing what you're doing with your benefits? Like, I'm just doing my thing. Like, but do you know why you're doing your benefits? Like, to ask you a question, like, just rolling, but why? She's like, I see all your benefits. Yeah, they're beautiful, right? I talked to them, etc. That's cool. But I'm gonna tell you this, because I was you. Like, what do you mean? I did what you're doing, benefits. I did the whole phase. Your story like my story, right? Stay loyal, all the good shit. My if I was cheating on me, mistreat all the good shit, right? So then, after the breakup, I squashed it with them. I didn't give a shit no more. Like, fuck it. Being nice is not good. I did my thing. So all the shit you do with these female benefits, I did the same thing you did. I'm just watching myself and you wise. And that's the cool thing about when you have a support team, people that guide you wise, they potentially lived it. Or not, they're observing, heard somebody else's story, and they're just passing the story on, right? And she's like, let me tell you the answer, what's going on with you. Like, go for it. She's like, I see the women you lay down with. They're fucking beautiful, right? The benefits, like you said, like me, they'll love me, like good stuff. They know what you're doing, right? They know you still love your ex-wife. But here's the kicker. All you doing is, this is the answer to the whole face. You're trying to fill a void you won't ever get from your ex. She told me, all these females, 100 plus you're doing, right? Won't ever be your baby moms. Your baby moms won't ever be them. That is your situation. All you're going to do eventually is all these benefits, you're going to destroy them. That's not your intent, but you're laying down with them, exchanging energy-wise. Then they catch feelings. And then what? Because you are a good person overall, yes. You just have a bad baby mom by your side. You just didn't know that. Like, I didn't know that. So it's your choice whenever you want to stop this. If you don't stop this, it's these babies and altercations. And so on and so on. So that's when I was like, shit, that I love her for that. That makes sense. So that's why the downfall of the situation when you do benefits and you lose control wise because of lust wise. The females that, they're going through it also in life wise, the downfall because of brain wise, I need people in life. And they all tell me, like, I told them, shit out. I'm just letting you know. And remember this, Seattle times 2011, right when I did my benefits, 10 months, 100 plus, lost count, etc. Wise, had a smartphone, no social media. I did not have MySpace. That was pretty much dying. I didn't have Facebook. I did not know anything about social media. I knew of it, but I didn't know how it functioned because I didn't care about it. I didn't take pictures. That's what I kind of, you're not supposed to regret things in life, but I wish I would have took pictures. I didn't take pictures at all. Probably because I was so traumatized my baby moms and shit. Like, I didn't care about taking pictures. I used to have my hair hella long. Like, in my lifetime, I had my hair to my butt twice. Third time I bent to my back. That's time I let my hair grow again. And I always had it braided, pretty and shit, right? I don't spend money on myself. Like, I don't dress to impress nobody. I just wear regular clothes. I put money in my hair, and that's about it. I don't spend no money on anything other than, like, my computers and cars and shit, yes. But as an individual, like, I don't dress to impress nobody. To see me dressed up is like a miracle, such as, because I don't care, it's just clothes. That's all it is, right? So anyways, then I have to physically, that's how I give everyone shit nowadays, especially young generation. You're 30 under this cell phone. Back in the day, you gotta talk to somebody. That's what I think. But the thing in Seattle, females are extroverts. They're not shy at all. If they like you, they'll walk up to you, which you do not like me. Well, you don't have to work. I'm like, what? Nothing. Can I take you out to eat? I'll be like, yeah, sure. To me that was awkward. Like, I'll tell a lady, yo, shoot your shot. Don't be shy. But then I was just, it was awkward. Like, I'm supposed to ask you wise, right? Say, right, but I'm asking you. Can I take you out to have coffee, dinner, or whatever? I'm like, yeah, sounds good. And then, what time you get off work? And I'm like, like in an hour? Cool, I'll be back in an hour. I'll be like, well, I could be a killer. Like, well, you're too nice for a killer, and so on, right? A conversation. And from there, wise, the conversation evolves to a lot more wise, right? And that's why, the only reason why I did what I did then, before I started my AK benefits whole phase wise, because my baby mom sold me a dream, because she was still running the streets wild, etc. Wise, she broke up with her partner that she cheated on me with wise to try to be a family again. That's why you have to be very careful who you lay down with, have kids with, because obviously I'm like, hell yeah, I want a family again. Like, yeah, she did what she did, etc. I went through all this jail bullshit. I got fucking demolished, but I'm lucky I was strong. I didn't give up, right? So we tried again, quote unquote, and then trying to do TLC, I'm a conversation, and then she's like, oh, you know what? I can't. I lied to you. And I was like, what? What do you mean you lied to me? She was like, I just did this to put a roof over my, our girl's head and my head, and that's it. I think she's I use it for collateral. I believe that's what she's talking about. I use it for collateral. I was like, really? I was like, and that's when I got my narcissist. Now I know when I had narcissist traits, all this shit I'm talking about. I'm like, I just remember telling her, remember this? I told what? I was like, you're gonna eat those words. What? You use me for that? You're gonna eat those words? And yeah, I did my benefits. The only reason she busted me because I got tired of doing my benefits. I lost control and I just gave my cell phone. I gave my cell phone, went through my shit, started getting all crazy and shit, and I was like, why are you mad? And then remember, the people are narcissistic, especially females wise, they love money. Any female that says that, which I'm gonna do a shirt that says that corny ass comment, money makes me come, de la calle, that's a narcissistic woman every which way. She's a blue pillar. All can she offer you is toxic love, lust, drama, traumas, and trauma. That's it. I don't give a fuck how beautiful she is, BB. I don't give a fuck. That girl right there, Lucifer's disciple. Like my first mom. I pray she's doing better. I pray she's evolved, but if she hasn't, I wouldn't be surprised. And I would tell her in her face, damn, baby girl, you still haven't evolved? So I haven't seen you for 10 years, wise. We know each other overall 20-something years, and you're still Lucifer's disciple? You're still there like, damn, so you're going to die like that. That's awesome. That's your choice. I don't feel sorry for you. I pray for you. Go on my day, And so on and so on. That's why when she said that, I was like, cool. And that's why I did what I did. I didn't care. And she was like, all this money you spend on females. I was like, I didn't even spend money on you. No. I go, all this, I go, you see all these kids' clothes, the kids' toys, all this food that I bring? All my benefits pay for that. I didn't ask them to. They offered, they buy me clothes. I go, why are you buying me clothes for? I don't wear clothes. And whether here's a receipt. Use that money to buy stuff for your kids. Because then you have 3 daughters. And yeah, I was buying stuff thanks to my benefits wise. And so on and so on. That's why we're benefits. This conversation I'm having now, other than Empathists said it wise, that's what we had. It was a fake woman's love story. Like me, they'll love me. But with that said, you gotta be very cautious when you do that. Benefit because the downfall, 95% usually broken codependent. So we're bringing what we need people in life. I need my kids, I need my partner, I need my parents. No, you don't. You want them if they want you, and so on, right? But obviously then I didn't know that. So when I told females, yo, in a month, I'm letting you know I'm leaving. Like, what do you mean? I messed up, I lost control, and I'm not doing benefits no more. I'm stopping everything and I'm gonna leave. Like, I'm just letting you know I'm going back to Houston, Washington, where I'm from. 3 hours east from here. But what city? I'm not gonna tell you. I'm switching my phone numbers. How can I get a hold of you? I'm starting fresh. The cool thing in life is when you fuck up pretty bad, like you destroy yourself, because that's what happens with the whole phase. Like, especially more empathetic wise, you destroy yourself because that wasn't supposed to be you. You just raged out. Fuck it. Being nice doesn't do good. I'm done. I don't care who I hurt. Right? I don't care what happens. And you're rolling. Blue will talk. YOLO. You only live once. Yeah, the wrong mentality I have was. Anyways, so the downfall of the situation was what some females that were cool. They were like, yo, like, it was good to know you said all like Ray Jazz, right? The ones that are more like I is from the streets of Southside Seattle, the ghettos wise, they were more narcissistic wise. So I got slapped and punched so many times because, they're like, hitting me and like slapping me like, I need you. I was like, you don't need me. You don't need yourself. I'm sorry for this. Sorry I can't fix shit. But why are you leaving? I go, because I lost control and I messed up. This should never happen. But it's been written. I'm sorry. Sorry didn't fix shit. But I'm just letting you know I'm leaving. You can't, there's nothing more, and you gotta be, once again, remember, every time you exchange anybody, TLC wise, exchange energy wise, if you're trying to work on yourself, you just keep it humble and respectful, and that's it. Because you already exchanged energy wise, TLC, you already know that if the TLC is phenomenal, it's phenomenal, right? So when you're not supposed to keep it humble, I tell them, yo, handshake, dab it up, and that's it. Can I get a hug? No. Why? Because a hug can evolve to more. I'm not trying to do that. Please, be respectful. It's just a hug. You and I is not just a hug. That a hug can evolve to more. Because I can just hug you, but then you squeeze me in. Then what? You got my hand, slide it down. Your thigh said, or no. I'm not trying to do that at all. So, and once again, I got slapped and punched so many times. It was retarded. But that's why I learned don't do that. So be very cautious with benefits. Only if you verbalize it. Like me, my scenario, my behind the screen, right? I've been celibate, single for 13 months now. In my head, I was actually talking to my ex-wives. They're hella cool wives. Not my baby moms. That's my previous relationship wives. That's my recent ex-wives. We're still cool. She's in a relationship, etc. Good conversations, all good stuff. The only reason why our relationship failed, which I preach about now, is called love language. I didn't know anything about love language till she squashed the situation. To my love language, I'm just like, I'm not traditional. Like, if me, not all females, a lot of females are more like lovey-dovey, which is nothing wrong with that, right? Buy gifts, flowers, etc., which is cool. But that's why, as an individual, whatever, male, female, whatever your love language is, you verbalize that shit day one, not day 1,000, day one. This is my love language. I want you, I want a person that will tell me I'm beautiful. Buy me clothes, buy me whatever, flowers, go for walks. That is your love language. Like when she would buy me gifts, I'm like, that you don't have to buy me gifts. That is definitely your choice. But I go, I'm the cheapest date in the universe. Buy me teriyaki, I love you. So and she's, but this is like, I go, I know your love language is buying. That's cool. That's gifting. That's beautiful. But I'm just letting you know, you don't have to use that money for your kiddos, and so on and so on, right? And that's why people ask me what do you want from a female? I just want you to be yourself, authentically wise. You dress and impress for you. You don't need my validation. You need your validation. And I just add to it, true happiness, unconditional love, support starts from the person married first and foremost. So when you comprehend that, I add to yours, you add to mine. We're blessed every which way, right? So as an individual, once again, I'm not jealous. She could dress, fuck, if she, scenario, have a girlfriend, and one morning she wants to wake up, she wants to walk in with pasties and a thong, I don't care. The whole world's gonna look and be, yo, I can't even enjoy it, I don't care. She can cheat. I don't own her, and she cheats. That's her choice, that's her problem. And she felt to lust. I just drop it like a ton of bricks and I go on my day. I don't shed a tear because I'm not going to say this, going to sound narcissistic wise, but my second baby mom, that's the last female in my life, part of me I will ever shed a tear for. Well, my recent ex-wife, a year ago, when she squashed it, I didn't shed a tear. Because I don't need her, I want her wise, right? I don't fall that type of situation. I still did my lives. I'm still doing my one-on-ones. I didn't sit there in my feelings like, damn, she broke it off of me, etc. Wise. No, I went on my day. That's why people, if you're more awake and woke, you don't get in your feelings about that. You just go on your day. Everyone comes to life, and this is a blessing. When they leave, what was the lesson? You got to figure that out. If you don't figure out what the lesson is, then you might potentially get in a relationship with another toxic relationship again, wise. And that's not the intent to, but it can happen if you don't work on yourself. That's why I preach about. Before that, I would say you match each other energy level standards. Nothing about love language. 13 months ago, I started preaching about love language. So the day one, the potential to be, we talk about everything. I don't do traditional corny ways. We're going to go on dates. There's no dates in plural. No, it's one date and that's it. If she can have my conversation, then I'm too much for her. Why would I be with a person by my side that can't have conversations? I'll be your friend associate. That's it. I'm not wasting my breath on you as a partner. No, there is no potential because I promised you 1,000. I'm way too much for you. And on top of that, like I verbal all the time, females have potential to be like, if you have insecurity issues, you should work on yourself first and foremost. I don't care who you talk to. You talk to all the guys you want to. I'm insecure. This cell phone, I don't worry about the cell phone. It's just a phone. I'm using it correctly. Do my lives, one-on-one Zoom calls. This is called networking. So I tell females to be like, I'm not gonna stop my life because of you. Just let you know, like, I'm gonna be Zoom calls, one-on-ones. In my head, I'm already famous. So the day I'm traveling, if you choose to, you can travel with me. We're making money together. Otherwise, I want you to be like, we want to be a power couple. Like, I can tell everyone the answers, but why don't you get in the mix? Share your knowledge and wisdom, and so on and so on, you know? If you don't want to, that's your choice, but I'm just letting you know, if that's going to bother you for me talking to other females for minutes, hours to be, then that's on you. I'm not stopping my life, changing my life because you don't like that. Then be with somebody that's not on social media at all, that's not a life coach, that doesn't want to help and guide people. Then be with a regular person, that's it. I pray for you, and I go on my day, I don't need you, I want you. And that's why as an individual, I realize all the stuff they want. So I don't sell nobody a dream. She could try to sell me a dream, but I see through everyone, so I'll let that be, right? And that's why, back to the dating apps, that's why so far, shit, dating apps are garbage. Seriously, man. I was just like, yo, I'm not, whoever's paying money to be on dating apps, and you gotta pay for buy coins for conversations, I'm sorry to tell you, but my job will do TikTok. You're definitely desperate or what? Nah, that's something like, yo, anyone on these platforms wise, if you know anything like cool ass website, you can just date, like talking shit and bullshit, like chatting rooms, that'd be awesome. Cause I'm a talker. If I got paid to talk, I'd be a zillionaire. I promise you that, you know? That's what I like to tell you, which I didn't finish that story, the female from yesterday, you know? First time talking to her, you know, in my life. I don't know who she is from Adam. I reached out to her on our Facebook post, on her DM, showing, a lot of respect, a little message, sent a picture of my shirts. She's like, hey, those are awesome shirts. That's some good words. And from there, can we talk? I go, yeah. And we talked for an hour and then 4 hours. So overall, 5 hours. I've never met her in my life. I don't know anything about her. We were just having an all-night conversation. She's like, all this stuff you're telling me, my therapist doesn't tell me nothing. I'm like, yeah, because a lot of therapist counselors are gimmicks. She's like, what do you mean gimmicks? I go, I'm a computer technician, right? So I fix computers, aka quote unquote IT. So if you don't know anything about computers, as long as you see me on the keyboard, I'll do an analogy, guys. So you see me on the keyboard, right? I'm just doing this. So you gotta think that I'm fixing the computer. Like, am I fixing the computer? Or you think I'm fixing the computer? You don't know because you don't know about computers. So I can just tell you, the computer's a little faster, it should be better. And I didn't do shit. All you heard is click, 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 right? I did not do absolutely nothing. But since I'm my IT badge and bullshit, you didn't believe me. Mentally, you're like, oh, it's a little faster. No, I absolutely did not do nothing. That's why IT guys, I don't call myself IT, I call myself a computer technician. I'm the doctor. I fix your computer. IT guys are gimmicks. They sell dreams. They take you for all your money. They don't give a shit. Right? Right now, papi, okay? So that's it. That's why a lot of therapists, counselors, psychologists are gimmicks. They be like, oh, if you have a therapist counselor to tell you, I can't answer that, it's your journey. Like, no, she was telling me she's crazy because I say certain words, certain lines, and you just go off. You just like boom, like you said, scenarios, analogies, options. I'm giving you everything and give you about that certain sentence, that certain feeling. Because she's like, are all narcissists the same? I was like, yeah, they're pretty much robotic. Then you have religion, culture, otherwise, and I give her category. She's like, about the whole lost empath. She's like, what is that? Exactly, what is that? I go, it's the category I created. It's it's not the DSM-5 book and so on and so on. She's like, all the stuff you told me in this 5 hours, even the first like half hour in situation wise, like you told me more than my therapist has. I was like, yeah, because that therapist is a gimmick. Why? Because if they can keep your client for years to be your, I don't know if your therapist is a female male, but they are traveling. You're paying for the trips to fucking Hawaii, Dubai, Alaska and shit. Because why? You're going to go for there for years. But why? Because they're not there to fix you. Supposedly they are, but no. Because they're going through their own shit. How the hell are you a therapist, psychiatrist, psychologist, and you're seeking therapy? Yes, I get it. You're dealing with your clients. They're telling you stories, right? But here's the kicker. You're working in your mansion. Then your past, gets triggered. You're right? Because you're going to go your exes, past pain, toxic love, trauma, child trauma. There you go. So that's why I love calling out therapists, counselors, psychologists. Like, all these bullshit pills you give these people, numb them up. You're just a parts changer. Well, how's medicine working for you? I feel nauseous. Well, try this one out. No scientists in the universe can't fix. They can study the fucking brain all they want. The only person that can fix, change, save you is you, and that's it. The person in the mirror. No drugs, pills, not even God. There's a newsflash. Not God? Nope. God can hold your hand and guide you. The answers are in the Bible. It's right there. As long as you live godly, 10 commandments, Jesus-like as an individual, you see? And as an individual. I don't say as Catholics, as Buddhists, as Christians. No, as an individual. Love, respect, and you're blessed as an individual. You can't speak on your parents' behalf, your partner's behalf, your kids' behalf, nobody's behalf but yourself. So if you're godly, 10 commandments, Jesus-like, but your partner's not, and they're fucking loose with disciple, why do you have them by your side? Because we got kids, because we got time, because we got religion, because we got culture. So all you have bullshit excuses. So I'm supposed to feel sorry for you. To use my narcissist traits, I give you no sympathy nor empathy towards you at all. I was you. There's the door. See that door right there? You come and go every day in it. You can leave. You can go through that door and not ever come back. That is your choice. But you won't. Because you gaslight yourself. What's going to happen to them when I leave? They're fucking adults. Who gives a shit? They got mom and dad. They got someone to take them in. If not, they can do tell somebody a sob story and shit. My ex left me, all that. But they ain't gonna say why you left at all. Because they have to play the role of victim. And you're the fucking crazy person. All that shit. Oh, my ex is crazy. And when they say they're female, baby mom's ex-girlfriend is crazy. Like, nah, they're not crazy. You made them crazy. Because you triggered their narcissist traits. Remember that. That's what it's called reactive abuse. You're not a bad person. But your ex triggering your petty ass words and getting your emotions, right? And now you're becoming verbally abusive. And that was not to the intent to get physically abusive, but you did. Shit's flying. You hitting them instead of wise. Now you're catching the case. You look like a bad person because why? You react to the words that I told you. And now you're going to jail for the situation. But that was my fault. Technically speaking wise, because I triggered with words. But since I don't get triggered by words, it's worse to I, and she gets in her feelings. You know, she can potentially catch a case because she doesn't control it. That's why you got to be very, very cautious who you have by your side. If you don't, welcome to the Baby Mom, Baby Father crew, and welcome to 95% of the universe is broke, codependent, and toxic relationships. I don't miss those relationships at all. That's why I say all the time. By my side, if you're broke, codependent, nope. Friends and associates. I'll give you the answers out to our life. That's why my tattoos for a reason. Many more to come. Petty ass words. But it's a crash course to life. That's all it is. It's like one of my followers said on Big O. I'm not Big O, but your tattoos are like a map to life. Yep, there you go. It's a crash course to life and make it very simple because life is pathetically easy, the cherry on top. The only reason why it was hard, yes, you have your child trauma, but the reason why it became hard is because relationships. That's a fucking answer to life. What? Relationships make you, break you, definitely destroy you. Deadass. How the hell are you crying about one individual? One, not 1,000, not two. One individual in the whole universe. You're dying and crying about them. They cheat on you, verbally, physically abuse you, all that shit. And you're crying because they're not by your side. Make that shit make sense. But the answer to that basically is you're trauma bonded. I need them in my life. Okay, need them all you want. Go chase them. You don't chase people in life. The only person you chase is the person in the mirror. You should want people if they want you. If not, I pray for you and that's it. I go on my day as a friend associate. I'm always in your pocket. You can reach out whenever you want to. Once again, I make it sound hella easy because I had a support team. If you don't have a support team, you're going to struggle for a long time. A very, very long time. Because I get it. I get it why you don't, because you verbalize before other people. You give trust in people and they throw your past in your face, right? So I get it. You put your walls up. I get it. The downfall is, which I love TikTok for this, you put your walls up, right? The downfall when you put walls up, what are walls? You can't see behind the walls. But if you put fences got what? Holes in between. So with that said, you can see in between. Face to face. Now judge me and read me in the conversation. Am I acting nice? Am I being nice? Am I offering you love or toxic love? At least you can judge and read me a little bit. You're not just boom pushing everybody away, because there can be potentials by your side, but you push them all away because you never gave them a chance. But with walls, face to face, that's how I judge and read everybody. Only God could judge people talk. No, bullshit, rebel talk. God gave us free will. I give myself an example. Brown person with tattoos. What do you think I'm writing behind the screen? Gangbanger, my social drug dealer. Now read me. What do I talk about? What my platform is about? It's all in your face. All the answers to life is in front of your face. You just don't know that yet. I promise you that. That's why You know, all men are shit, all women are shit. Anyone says all, you're broken and codependent, very bitter in life. No, you can say a lot, but in reality, if you break it down, it's also the environments. If your environment is the ghetto hoods, yeah, both men and women are narcissistic like crazy because of the shitty ass environment, survival of the fittest type of situation. They shouldn't be in no relationships there at all because they're not ready for nothing in life, right? So with that said, but typically for the most part, us men are more narcissistic, women are empathetic wise, for the most part. And from there wise, it carries on, so on and so on. But yeah, I think I gotta catch up my TikToks because the whole dating app BS. I'm just like, I wasn't bothered. I was just like, I spent $60 for 8 messages on the membership bullshit. I'm like, people are really paying for this? Like, I am like mind boggled. Like, you guys are desperate. I'm sorry, very desperate. Especially once again, like when I told that one female, I'm 42, she's 44. I gave her all, because I'm not paying for more messages. No, that's fuck. I'm not paying for this conversation at all. Like therapy type of situation. Like no. So with that said, I gave her all my information. IG, Facebook, email, my phone number. She didn't reach out, which is definitely your choice, right? Take her to be safe. But with that said, what you gonna call it? That's what I say. Nope. Which I was doing TikTok. You know, you're not a woman, you're a girl. Simple as that. Women, all my conversation, men and women, we talking about Bible. We're not scared to have conversation. Boys and girls, introverts. I get that most definitely. I was that before. But if you want to get to know people, why you share conversations? Why even on dating apps? That's why I say fucking dating apps are garbage. Like 95% for sure on there are broken codependent. Big old bio, all these pictures, all this bullshit, but they're scared to have conversations. Like, what the hell? Like, bro, this universe is struggling so fucking bad. That's what myself as an individual, you know, I've been, once again, 13 months solo. So I give myself 5 years, 4 more years. 4 more years. If there is no potential, then fuck it, I'll be done. You know what? This is not the intent. But remember, I can give myself 5 years from now. If 4 years from now nothing happens, but potential myself, fuck it, I'll do my bio. I am not doing lazy because I chose to do this. I waited patiently because patience is a virtue. For potential, all you grows are scared to open your mouths. So with that said, because you should have a conversation, now I do benefits. That's it. Fake women your love story like before in Seattle, but I promise you 1,000, I will teach you everything about robbery of life. How we function spiritually, emotionally, mentally as beings. So you're prepped up before you try to get in a relationship. I taught you everything about amps and arcs, deflection, projection, all these specific words I have in my body. And now you're ready to judge and read everybody correctly. Because now when you start comprehending, oh shit, yeah, like a Matrix. The girl, he's looking at everybody except the girl in the red dress. The distraction, the lust part. So if you can't control your narcissist traits, you gotta turn your head to every female that's walking. Yeah, you're lusting too much. Learn how to control it. You're not ready for a relationship because you're lusting too much. Because you have no self-will. There's the answer. And so on and so on. So, yeah, that's why I told a female last night. I don't even know her name. I just started talking to her about whatever. And I was like, if you're 25 and under, this cell phone, there's a zillion options. She's like, well, why is relationship so hard? Because technology. This cell phone. I go, has a zillion options. I go, you're a female, right? I go, you females don't know that, but I'm going to let you know. You run the universe physically, cosmetically, spiritually, mentally wise, and verbally. I go, she's like, what do you mean? Your words are way more powerful than mine. I told you the answer. If you was to take all what I just told you, this 5-hour conversation, right? Word for word, I made TikToks out of it, you would get way more love and support than I would. Because men, we don't get shit. Men don't support men, first and foremost. Second of all, our voices ain't shit nowadays. Women and kids, please. Any woman goes live. 80 pounds weight to 1,000 pounds weight. You have cyber tricks gifting away, right? Especially the females offering lust, OnlyFans, all that good shit, right? And she don't gotta say shit. It's just like, dude, it's mind blowing. When I see these, these girls, common sense or OnlyFans, they're wearing their basically nothing, right? And they're just watching TV. They are just watching TV in their life, not saying hi to nobody. Thousands of viewers gifting away. And I'll be like, damn, I put my comment, all your cyber tricks, keep gifting away. You are desperate in life. But I get it. That's what I tell you. I have nothing against OnlyFans. Ladies make your money. But you can't teach me anything I'm talking about. And by my side, yeah, I have nothing against OnlyFans once again. But nope, just friends and associates. Because if you can't teach me anything in life, you have not involved in life, I can't fix you or save you. So why would I have you by my side? That's the shit. And in the social media world, that's why on TikTok, I was like, I had an account warning for about shit like 3-4 months because I made a TikTok about OnlyFans. On my big ol', I was like, if I want to see lust every day, I go to especially big ol' on my stories. OnlyFans everywhere. Like, damn, OnlyFans is so saturated, it's fucking retarded. It's fucking, dude, it's like mind blowing. Like, any female that I see, I go to her profile. Let me see her selfies. Lust. Oh, OnlyFans. She can't teach me shit in life. I don't give a fuck how beautiful she is. Body, yes. Queen, you're blessed. Body, that's awesome. Cosmetic wise. Blue pill rich. Red pill rich. You're matching. You're the poorest person in the universe. You're broke codependent. And I love to tell them in the DMs when they reach out to me, I want to get to know you. But man, you want to get to know me in my pockets. I go, man, I'm not doing this conversation with you wise. You can't teach me life. And here's the best part. You're making all that money and you sleeping, making money still while you're sleeping. And you're still having anxiety, depression, paranoia. All my tattoos. Make that shit make sense. They're like, you're mean. I go, no, you're mean to yourself. You should work on yourself. How about that? You're mad because they called you out on some raw real shit. I'm too much for you. So with that said, nothing against you, Queen. Because I was just, I sent my positive message, the Bill fucking love letter, to everybody. Copy and paste it because that's my message. And they'd be like, what's this? It's a positive message. If being positive is wrong, then I'd be wrong. Like, you can help me. I was like, I can hold you and guide you. I can't fix you or save you. That's up to you, wise. And so on and so on. But anyways, when I made that TikTok wise, I got account warning for, because why? I'm messing up the game because I'm selling. Look at any female life, numbers, OnlyFans, right? And this makes social media, these apps money because why? It's called lust, entertainment. And I did it. Obviously, you can't be messing up TikTok's money and big old everybody's money. So especially on TikTok, they pulled almost that whole, I think it was like a 7-part TikTok or 8-part TikTok, 1-minute ones. Because that's how you do it on social media wise. Like if you do a 3-minute TikTok, right? If a female kid, everybody watches this shit all the way fucking through. A man, nope, just rambling, especially what I talk about. So what I do, gotta be smart about it. I make everything I do is serious. If it's like 3 parts, if I do stitches, because I don't just do a stitch for a woman. No, my stitches are like fucking, like I'm about to upload one thing the next couple of days. It's gonna be like 23 parts. And human nature, like, well, part 1, part 2, well, fuck. Part 10, part 12, holy shit. They're going to go through all of them because they want to see what I'm going to say, right? If I just if I made just a 10-minute TikTok, fuck no. I talk about it 10, 20 seconds, what the hell? Scroll. But human nature, don't push the red button. Why? He has parts. Let me continue on watching them. That's the only way we get your attention in my tattoos. Petty ass words. And that's why, like the ladies love it. The ladies love it. Oh, you know about Narcissists? I was like, oh yeah. Comprehend them now. Really. And empath, yep. And I took to see light work, but oh yeah, the spiritual, I got you. Easy. And then I show my tattoos. I mentioned all these tattoos I'm going to have once again on my shirts. So I'm going to have my chest. I'm going to have, not this shirt, but my shirts in general. All that. They're like, you're making merch now? Like, no, I'm just promoting myself. Like, my hoodie, etc. All my words to say so in the streets. All that shit. I'm like, yeah, there's probably words, just words, man. I'm just telling a story because I want everyone in the universe to get the light back. That's all I want. No one in the universe deserves to get destroyed in relationships at all. Yes, I get the child trauma. Remember this. Just because you're a parent doesn't make you a parent. It's the title. A lot of us parents are struggling, and I mentioned really, really hard, especially as men, right? And yes, the women also, because a lot of the women take all the slack wise to do. I mean, what's the pressure on them? Because you got, the more kids you have, like me, I'm a single father, 8 kids. The more pressure it is. It's a lot. And that's why when I was going through my breakup, because I couldn't do it no more because my ex was by my side, etc. wise, I tell the guys out there, yo, you and your partner can be bumping heads, right? But I promise you 1,000, if you help her with the trash, if you help her with the dishes a little bit, with the kids and clothes, she'll love you more. I promise you that. Because I didn't do that. I was taught, do what I can't do because I don't got her by my side wise no more, right? So with that said, give her a hug, kiss, and for her. Give her a kiss. Baby's doing a good job. She'll fucking love you for that 1,000. I promise you that. If you don't want to do that, that is definitely your choice. And when she decides to squash the situation, that is going to hurt bad. You could have, should have, you didn't. Like, I didn't do it. But remember this, I can't be too hard on myself because I wasn't taught this. I'm the man, I work, and that's it. I'm going to take care of the household, and that's it. Fuck that. No, it's teamwork, man. But nah, I comprehend this. That's why I can't be too hard on my part of me and my parents, because all what I'm saying, they weren't taught this. None of my family was taught this. So I broke the gender cycle. I'm considered crazy, but I'm blessed. I tell them, y'all saying you guys stay in this toxic relationship. I pray for you, and that's it. I go on my day because I don't miss that. I was that, don't miss that, and that's it. And that's how you do it. You just work on yourself, because if not, then be broken codependent and keep body hopping. Keep jumping relationship after relationship. You can't fix yourself the body by yourself. You can try to. The downfall is you're going to destroy yourself because you didn't take time to heal at all. That's why you got to be very observant. If you're doing it, slow down in life. try to fall back. It's scary by yourself. Is really scary, but I promise you, with the support team, it's not that scary at all. You know, it's just the very beginning it is, because you're detoxing from codependency. You don't have a partner by your side. That's why nothing is wrong with being alone. What beats you up is aloneness. I don't have them by my side. You don't need them. They want you, but they don't want you neither wise. So with that said, the support team, I tell you, let's tell who last night. So what do I do? I recommend follow back working yourself. These guys are talking to you. You're emotionally vulnerable. They can pass boundaries and they shall then what? Take care. How you do? Be safe. Have a good night. Be safe. What you gonna call it? And that's why I told her, you just fall back with yourself. It'll be scary, but I'll hold your hand and guide you if you allow me to. That's all I can do for you. I can't physically save you, but I'll hold your hand and guide you because I was you. If not, then enjoy toxic relationships. I can remember that I told her, nothing wrong with being alone, because I go, you date yourself. What do you mean date myself? When you're in a relationship and you get destroyed, you lose love for yourself. That's why I told them, when you're crying for them, you're actually crying for yourself. Like, what do you mean? You're crying because you lost yourself. Love doesn't hurt. Toxic love hurts. You're loving someone that doesn't love you back. That shit hurts. Right? So date yourself. Whatever you can ask the potential to be. What's your favorite color? What do you like to do fun? What's your favorite color? What do you like to do fun? Date yourself. Whatever you can ask the potentials, ask yourself. See if you can answer your own questions. If you can't, I don't know what love to eat. There's time to date yourself and figure out what you love to eat. Because typically in relationships, when you're more empathetic, what do? You adapt to your situation and you love whatever your partner loves. Because you're a people pleaser. Our flaw. Stop people pleasing, man. Please yourself first and foremost. Stop seeing the good in people. That is your flaw. Be empathetic. See the good in yourself first and foremost, and then them, and then compare cards. Are they gonna match my energy, take my energy? If you can't do that, stay a blue pillar, right? And keep seeing the good in people before you keep people pleasing. Don't verbalize your boundaries. Don't learn how to say no. Enjoy that. Do what I did for the end of my life. Fucking self-destruct and potentially, have a nervous breakdown because you're just doing too much for one individual. And like me I got 2 summers back to back. I got bronchitis, I believe it's called, walking pneumonia. Even the doctor told me, like, man, the second time he saw me, like, you want to die, like, you're doing too much. You gotta rest your body. If not, maybe the third time I see that, there won't be a third time. This time when you sleep, you won't wake up. That's your choice. And that's why I was like, yep, it's true. It was my choice. And then that's why I went through my breakup 3 years ago. What I do, man, but here's the kicker. When you start, when you go through a bad breakup, whatever, and you start doing the healing journey, awakening part, the first two parts of the phase-wise of the journey, you're going to push people away-wise. And when you start verbalizing, no, like my family and friends be like, hey, Marge, can you do this for me? I'll be like, no, I'm chilling with my kids. What? No. By somebody else. But yes, I used to. That's the past. Now in the present, no. I'm going through a breakup. I'm chilling with the kids, and that's all I want to do. I don't want to do no errands for nobody. You can find someone, just something like that. Find another dumbass to do it. So I was looking at myself, and I was like, damn, all these years, I didn't know how to say no. It was hard to say no because I felt, guilty, felt bad, or borrow money, do favors, all this shit. I fucking did all types of shit, and that was one of my flaws, aka red flags. Like, I was putting everybody the mother before my own personal family. That's why you gotta be very cautious when you have your own personal family. As long as your partner get along good-wise, you don't let your family get involved in the situation. Only if they give you positive advice, yes, because you're both above your heads, that's understandable. But the whole thing, like you and your partner going through issues, but your family doesn't like them. Like, are you dating your family or are you dating your partner? And that's the shit. That's what myself as an individual, I hear a lot of Mexico-wise, right? Like, let's say a traditional Mexican woman, Hispanic, they don't want to hook up me-wise. And she's traditional, Catholic, all the good stuff, right? I was born and raised a Catholic. You can call me that if you want to. I just vibe. I go to a church in my head every day. I don't go to church because church is too much hypocritical bullshit going on, and I'm not shy. If I was to go there, I told my father and my aunties, my sister, man, if I was to go there now the way I am, I won't hold back. I got Don Juan over here channeling the young female, because the young female is dressing like they're going to the club, showing everything at God's house. The young cat's passing boundaries with your IG, with your snap at God's house. So I'll grab that fucking mic, be, hey, sorry, Father, I just gotta say this. Yo, everyone grab your cell phones, it's about to go viral. But yo, baby boy, Don Juan over there, baby boy, I'm talking to you, I'm pointing at you. You love your wife, right, and your kids. How the hell you at church out with young female? The young females, why y'all dressing like going to the fucking club, showing everything? Why? At God's house. And all you little young cats, same thing. So I go, young kids, you come here because your parents, I get that. You don't even want to be here. But your older cats, this is the only time you gotta show a lot of respect to God, quote unquote, in God's house. And you can't respect your partner, nobody here, not even God. So why the fuck do any of you motherfuckers come here? Sorry, Father, I know you're here because you're doing your job, potentially doing it correctly wise. But everybody else here, why are you here? This is the reason why I don't come to church. In my head, I go to church every day. I can talk to anyone about God, whatever your God is, as long as a lot of respect, open conversation. I'm not better than you. You're not better than I. You just don't know that we're all equals. Everyone equals. This body is just a vessel, and that's all. You just born it in this lifetime. Next lifetime, you could be a fucking female. You could be a cat or dog. I don't know, right? But that's why you cherish your time and life in this lifetime as long as possible. Don't worry about death. It's inevitable, but you can live it best as by having a good environment. Yes, you can get car accidents, all that good shit, but here's the kicker. Car accidents happen because people are typically distracted or on man-made bullshit drugs, alcohol, pills. Right? So let's say there is no drug, alcohol, pills. Why did they make a mistake? Why did I blow a stop sign? I'm distracted. Why? Because my cell phone? But keep the cell phone away. Keep it simple. A lot of us are going through shit in life, so what are we doing? We're driving like I always do. Drive and zone out. I would zone out to the point where I would check myself. Yo, Marge, you'd be driving for like 10 minutes, you know that, right? And you gotta pay attention to the road. Oh shit, and I've been driving for 10 minutes. I don't remember 10 minutes at all. Magically, I drove for the curves, all that stop sign. I'm not really there. I'm so deep in thought of like, damn, I'm not a toxic relationship. I'm not the best, but why do I keep choosing the wrong people? Or why do I keep having kids, quote unquote, with wrong individuals? Right? That's a downfall of long drive, and that's when people get in car accidents because you get distracted, because you're too deep and you're overthinking. In time when you're working yourself, you control as an individual. I don't overthink no more. When I sleep, I die. There is no dreams. Time's inevitable. I mean, death is inevitable. Time is irrelevant. When I have power naps, I do have like little small dreams here and there, but I'm blessed in life. I love the whole universe. Like, when I see everyone around here walking, struggling, toxic relationship wise, time out. I have to go. It's 2 seconds. We go potty? Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Of course. Sorry about that, guys. Got that. The dog's out, kiddo's wise out. But yeah, anyways, as an individual, I tell you, I just walk the streets and like it's like Matrix talk. I just see everybody for who they really are. I'm like, damn, I used to be in that. Like that, I don't miss that at all. And that's the intent. As an individual, you should work on yourself so you don't be in toxic relations anymore. Stop messing with toxic love. That is so bullshit. That's why, to knock on everybody out there, your relationships, especially the toxic relationships, 30 days, 90 days tops. What? That's all I'll give you. I'll give you 90 days to be nice. Like, what do you mean? It starts with what? Love, toxic love. Let me take it back. Love. No, I take it way more back. I haven't said this for a minute. It starts with lust, then love, then toxic love. And the last one, the spark's over. Y'all bang like bunnies for 30 days, 90 days, and that's it. You get the lust out of you. You don't even know each other. Nothing in common, nothing. Then what? What do you do? And kids in the mix, then what? Holy shit, she's preggo. It's like, but you know, nothing in common. Yeah, because you were lusting. That's why when you're working yourself, you control your lust. You start with your love, and then the lust. We lust and love each other only, and that's it. We both comprehend there's lust and love everywhere. Man, OnlyFans, dime a dozen. It's dead ass. All the females, more power to them. That's what I call them, selfie queens. You only get especially if you know, your validation wise, common sense based off your profiles is obviously you're showing hella flesh, right? Offering lust. That's your self validation individual wise. Any female could be IG model on any platform because you're offering lust, toxic love, and that's it. That's why females get offended when I choose any female on these platforms, screen record, make a TikTok about it, and sometimes they'll actually reach out, make a comment like, yo, talk this shit, oh, you can never pull me. I'll be like, I'm not the one to say that, but yes, you can say that to hurt my feelings, right? But why would I want to pull you? You are broken codependent. I'm against OnlyFans, but look at your profile. That's what you offer is toxic love and lust. You can't teach me shit in life. So you're mad because I just chose you randomly wise, and that's it. You should work on yourself, which is definitely your choice. I have nothing against you. Make all the money you want, but all the money you're making, even while you're sleeping as OnlyFans, as a model, etc., so on, it can't fix you or save you. It can buy you balance and happiness. Yes, it can. But every night you can't sleep, you have insomnia. Why? All my tattoos on my neck. The answers are all right here. That is your choice. If you want to reach out, nothing against you. I just chose you as a random female and made an example out of you. But you were about your reputation. But that's why I tell them, why you were about your reputation? I'm promoting you. I'm just making an example. But now people pretend you might follow you. All these guys, they're cyber tricks. They'll pay your pockets. Why do you think when you go live that you're getting gifted? Cyber tricks. I don't have nothing against the ones that they're doing positive talk, repo talk. Gift away, love, respect. That's your choice, right? But when it comes to OnlyFans and all that shit, yo, all you cyber tricks, pay their pockets. You're gonna pay their pockets because that's called love bombing, and you're often a toxic love wise, and you're like one out of a zillion that she might give you a chance. But people like that, females like that, males too also, that they're based their life off $1, right? All they can offer you is toxic love. So you have so much money, you have one supercar. So the guy that has 10 supercars, she'll go body hopping, and then another guy has 1,000 supercars. She'll go body hopping. Because money makes you come. That's a woman that's narcissistic wise. Nothing against them. I just call it an analogy. They're like I is people from the streets, street mentality or from the streets. I let them be. I pray for them. Nothing against them. I go on my day, and those females typically get in the feelings about it. Because why? I'm telling the truth. You're broken, codependent. All you can offer is toxic love and lust. You don't even know what love is. You want love, but you can't even love yourself because you don't know how to. So I just be your friend associate, another partner, and I go on my day, and that's it. If I trigger you, that's my job, my narcissist traits. Now, I'll be empathetic wise. When you reach out, which is your choice, you can make your comments. You're fucking stupid. You're retarded. I don't care. That's worth to elaborate once again. And they get triggered. I was just like, I love the universe, but y'all struggling. Dead ass. Why are you scared to reach out? If someone's offer you a hand, like, yo, give me a hand, I'll hold you and guide you, why don't you take it? That's your choice. But that's what I do. As an individual, I don't chase nobody. I don't worry about my numbers. I just go live. In my head, I'm already rich and famous. That's why anyone I talk to, I want my conversation. I don't know from Adam. That's why at the farmer market, Seattle, they'd be like, bro, you're my fruit guy, you're my computer guy, and you're my therapist. Every time I come here, good conversations. And you talk to everybody at the market. You ask everybody if you have an opportunity to, how you doing? How's it going? How's the family? How's life? How's your mansion? Why do you care about everybody? I say all the time because I want to make sure you're okay, man, because I was you. It doesn't feel good to be, you have a good job like in Seattle. This cyber world, Amazon, Microsoft, all that shit, right? 6 figures plus easily. When I talk to all these people that have money, they're fucking well the fuck up. I won't ever see that type of money for a very long time. Do I worry about that? No, I don't, because I'm blessed as an individual, right? And I tell them, look at that, comparing wise, my money, nothing compared to, but look at why you struggling. And they be like, well, we just talk about it, and they're like, well, just keep working yourself. It's day by day baby stuff. It's not a race nor a marathon. But I make it sound like I support you. I have a support team. No, well, here's my number. I give here's my information. If you want to reach out, we can talk and vibe. And yeah, conversations start happening. Boom, we see it. For like I think from May until September wise. So that's what May. Like 5 months wise, we see each other only every Saturday for 5 months. So that's what 14, like 25, was it 20, 22 roughly. Sometimes that's how we see face to face with each other. But throughout that time, during the off season from winter time wise to spring. The text call, Zoom call, good shit. We talk it up. Like, man, like, thanks for doing this. Like, hey, I love talking and vibing with people. Because Seattle made me this way because Seattle's very extroverted. All nationality cultures, talking and vibing. I love it out there. So I miss Seattle because that's my real home. Because this conversations I got to have in Seattle, like you see on TikTok, I guarantee if I was just like get in the corner, put a little tent, put a sign, free therapy, life coach. People will actually sit down and we can make pause out of the situation easily. Because they're not scared to sit down and have a conversation. Here in Little Mexico, Eastern Washington, 1950 Rolodex times, nope. Like, they're so introverted, it's fucking retarded. Like, especially like in our culture, Spanish culture, Hispanic Latinos wise, these females are like, especially young females, they're like, because they're not used to a guy talking to them. In our culture, the girl is not able to talk to guys. The guy talks to the girl, right? And then if I'm talking to them, this is called flirting. And when I moved back here in 2012, it was funny because my cousin, my boys would give me shit. You gonna get her number? I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Well, you're talking to that girl, the cashier. I was like, yeah, that's called a conversation. Like, no, you're flirting with her. I'm like, I had a pause because I was gone for the overall 12 years. I was like, I was like, oh, I go, my bad. I've been up for so long. I forgot here in little Mexico, talking to a girl is flirty. And I was like, well, that's Houston, Washington, baby boy. You're born, raised, yes, but my real home, Seattle. That's just called West Side, the best side. It is called a conversation. I'm not shy. If I want to get a number, I want to talk to her, I can easily talk to her in front of everybody. I'm going to be, oh, people watching me, I don't give a shit. Or about rejection. I used to worry about rejection. No, I don't worry about rejection at all because that is her choice to allow me to be in her life or not. That's why rejection is protection. And if you get rejected, you can ask, is it because I'm not your type, or, whatever situation is. And they don't have to respond. That is their choice. Potentially they might respond like, oh yeah, no, I like you as a friend associate. That's it. Not as a part. I don't see myself more than that. Okay, cool. Love, respect. You don't get bitter about it, right? And remember, you don't need a partner. You want a partner, so on and so on. But once again, this is Japanese, so my cousins and friends were like, I don't know what you just said. I was like, yep, Valley people. I forgot about that shit. So that's why, for myself, individual where I'm from, there's no really potentials. Like, not to be cocky and stuff, but like, I tell people all the time, I hear them, if you can't talk, open your mouth, then I will be your friend associate. Yes, I get it, introvert, I get it, but I'm not passing boundaries. If I choose to use my narcissist, I can. But that's probably what you're used to is gross guys hitting you, sending you DMs, all this shit, and that if that makes you happy, then that's toxic love. Then you're not ready for love. That's the situation. And they get offended. I'm like, I'm not. I want it. I'm like, yeah, how does it feel to want? We all want it, but are you ready for it? And I was just like, that's what I'm saying. I just keep it humble over here where I'm from. Even like some Mexico worker wise, snakes for not puppy, which I'm gonna call it. They even told me, she's like, yo, Mars, you're too much for the Valley. Like, you ain't gonna find a girl here. I go, first and foremost, I'm not looking. Like, when you go looking, you'll find duds. You want a partner by your side. Either reach out, tell female, shoot your shot. She's like, yeah, you move to Seattle. Yeah, over there, you have a better opportunity. I was like, yeah, I know I do. I just better get a full-time job finally because having tattoos is wrong. I get judged automatically, especially by my own peoples. But they love God and go to church, but they just don't will call you. I was telling them, yo, I'm not 16 years old. You're not going to call me. And on top of that, you can't even look at me. You can't ask me a question about my tattoos. They're just tattoos. They're just words. And that's what I tell them. I love to give them shit. You go to church? Yeah. I go, why you go to church? Like, what do you mean? Why do you go to church for? I go, do you know Jesus sat down with rapists, killers, batterers, all that shit, and had a conversation? That's the people we vibe with the most because you want to hold that guy to change their ways, to remind there's choices if they want to change their life. Then he didn't just focus on the people that are rich. They're doing good in life. He knows they're doing good. He let them be. Like, he'll still talk to them, don't get me wrong, but he focused on people that are narcissistic wise. So once again, when I go to church and they just get mad, I'd be like, yep, I was leave. Have a good day, Stepesh. You'll call me and God loves you. I'll be back. I'm going to run to the dogs again. Okay, guys. I know. 2 seconds. Home? Bonnie, you go, puppy? No. Let's go home. Come on. Bonnie, over here. Bonnie, come on. Wrong one. Over here. Over here. Home. There you go. Come, puppy. next? Let's go home. Right now you go outside again, okay? Right now. You okay? Right now. Sorry about that, guys. Gotta rotate the kids. Geez Louise. That's my other kids, animals. But they're not really gonna say this. They're a lot easier than kids. Not really gonna say that. Because kids, obviously, humans who talk back, and there's a lot. That's why co-parenting's hard sometimes, because, like, I'm working on my patience with my kiddos. Because my kids in the whole universe are the only ones can trigger me wise to bring my narcissist traits. I try to bite my tongue best as, right? But with that said, like, which is a good subject to talk about as far as, like, if you get, how can you tell a person narcissistic or empathetic wise? Especially as kids, it's so easy. I tell all my 5 boys, like, no one in the universe has to hit each other at all. All you little kids, you want to hit each other, you little caveman. Which I do analogy, you're a caveman, Wreck-It Ralph, walking fireball, Hulk smash. So they make fun of each other. When they start fighting, I'll be like, oh, they'll be out. That caveman, I'll be like, yeah, they're being cavemen, right? And that's why you got to work on your kids. I tell my kiddos, like, you're young for this conversation, but your mother and I put you through a lot. When you're a little older, I will elaborate why you're the way you are, etc. Because basically, it's not, I said not to traumatize the kids, right? Like, our parents were, quote unquote, not supposed to traumatize us, but we've been traumatized because of generational cycle, right? So I can see 2 of my kids. One of them for sure, my oldest, yeah, he's put, like, I told him, like, you just turned 11, baby boy, 12 around the block, right? So you want to hit people, you want to hit your classmates, you can go to juvie. I mean, you're 16, you want to hit people, you can go to jail with the big boys. You want to get your dog kennel, it's your choice. And he'll get mad. I said in front of my ex, I don't care. I'll be like, the day I get a phone call, oh, so-and-so is locked up. Like, no way, that angel? And I'll tell him, like, stay where you belong, man. You can't control your anger, because you're narcissist traits, and that's where you should belong. So take time to cool the hell down. Figure out why you did what you did, and I promise you it's going to be words and emotions. That's the answer, that's the outcome. And that's why you just hold the hand, guide him, that's it. You can't change, fix, or say anybody. That's why as the father of 8 kids, all my 8 kids can become crackhead, I call it tweakers. They can all off their domes, they can all be narcissistic, every single one of them. Or they can all get destroyed. As a parent, if you have no kids, you don't have this worry. Like, I don't stress about it. It's just the back of my head. I'm like, I went through all this shit as an individual. I have 8 kids. All 8 of them go through the exact same shit I did. It was a positive. Like I tell my kids, I'm the best teacher in the universe. None of your family on my side, nor your mom, so I can't teach you any of this shit because they're all blue pillars. Generational cycle. This is Japanese. I'm considered crazy in the family. Do I care? No. While they're saying blessed, be observant of their relationships. Yes, they have kids, they've been together for 20 years, 20, 30 years, but look at the mom, miserable as fuck. Look at the father, still passing boundaries, not giving a fuck. You want to live like them? Be like your auntie, grandma. I pray for you, and that's it. I was you. Etc. But the only reason I was the way I was because I had no guidance. That's why I was watching the TikTok, which is very, very true. That's why I say as an individual, like, in Matrix talks, right? In the Matrix, you can't beat it. You maintain it. A roof over your head, a job, a whip, a car, and that's it. That's all you do. You can work at McDonald's as long as an individual you are blessed and humble. Your partner works at fucking, I don't care, Microsoft, whatever. As long as you both love and respect each other, your home is blessed. It's your heaven on earth. No altercations. Then you are blessed as a couple every which way. Don't worry about who the fuck's making all this blue pill talk. Well, you're working at McDonald's, I fucking work at fucking Microsoft. I work at fucking Amazon. I'm better than you. Fuck it. They're better, have more money than you, but they're still miserable as fuck. This style of all this tattoos on my necks. Don't talk relationships. Crack alcohol tweakers, but they're financially blue pill off. Yes. Red pill, you're rich, more rich than them because when you come home, you're blessed. There is no hell on earth. They go to their home, it's fucking hell on earth. They dislike their partner, dislike themselves, everything, just going to shit. But they're bragging about man-made bullshit. I'm happy you're rich and famous, but you're still broken codependent. Make that shit make sense. I'm nothing compared to you money-wise, blue pill talk, red pill talk. I'm the richest person in the universe, right? So that's what I tell my kiddos, like, yo, like, you saw your father crying like a bitch at 39 years old, crying and dying about one individual in the whole universe. I tell all my kids, yo, like, you to call you out, I'll hold your hand. You don't have to talk to me. That's your choice. I hurt you with my words. Yes, I did. Cyrus can't fix it. No, he can't. But I keep it in the present best as. I can tell you now that I know what I know, why I did what I did, why I said what I said. I didn't care then. That's another shit, because why? I had too much build up every which way. I didn't react to the abuse. You don't know these words? I'm attached for a reason. So, I just don't want you to go through what I went through, which a lot of us are going through. And you have an opportunity to potentially not fall on your face like I did, but that is your choice. But the positive is, if you allow me to talk to you as your father, whatever you want to call me, then potentially you might live a better life than I did, and I want you to. You deserve to have a blessed partner, but you got to be ready for yourself. First and foremost, love that person in the mirror, first and foremost. And then the potential to be wise, to match your energy, not take energy wise. If not, I tell my daughters, because they're older than my boys, in this lifetime, how many times do you want to die in relationships? Time that shit feels good. Tell me when they use and abuse you, that shit, it feels good. I'm just letting you know, like, it took you, like, my oldest should be about to be 21 December. I was like, I'm freaking 19 years older than you guys. Then, I'm now, I'm like, 21 years older than her was. I go, you won't ever see your father shed a tear for any female in the universe, ever. I will see you shed tears. And will it hurt me? No. I'm be like, I comprehend those feelings. I'm only going to guide you for warning you, but that is your choice. That is your journey, not my journey. But if you want to talk and vibe, we can elaborate about the situation. So at least you have options, ideas of what's happening with you. Because no one deserves to get cheated on. No one deserves to get verbally, physically abused. None of this shit. And I tell her, that's all young girls. This phone is the only fucking option. It is your kryptonite. But if you worry about the phone, if you worry about this phone, your relationship is over. Any guy that's fucking Fifth Amendment, why you brought my phone, then that's the best thing to do. If they won't give you your phone, their phone, wise up, etc. Take the L, walk away, save yourself. You're breaking it up with me with your cell phone? Yes. Why you gotta hide it? But and with that said, let's say they unlock it. Do you really want to see what's on this phone? Remember, we're sponges. Whatever you see, you observe. Your kid of sponges, everyone's a sponge. So it's fucking the human brain. We always consume everything wise, right? So with that said, that's how my one-on-ones. They cheat on you once, right? Scenario. Or you feel like it's called intuition that they are cheating. Go with your intuition. They are cheating. So why do you want the proof? Why do you want to see your partner smashing your best friend, your mother, whomever it is? And it's not one of they say it's many. It's going to destroy, it's going to hurt you. And potentially when you see these pictures, you see the messages, you might do reactive use on my neck for a reason, and you potentially become physically abusive with them wise. Your narcissist come out because you're not controlling your pride and ego. Now you're slapping them, punching them, fucking breaking shit, potentially stabbing them. Now you're catching the case over a phone and what they was doing. And I get it for sure, you said done, but I promise you don't want to see what's on the phone. Take the L, walk away, save yourself. That's the best choice in life. I promise you that. It's gonna hurt. Fuck yeah, it's gonna hurt. But it's better to not be by their side because they're broken codependent, offering you toxic love. But that is your choice, And that's the part that sucks as a parent is that like I have 8 kids. It's like my kids, my boys. My daughter's getting older, otherwise, right? My boys, I'm just like they're going really fast. I gotta cherish time every which way, because fucking 18s are on the block easily, wise, right? And it's just like it's gonna suck when they go through that shit, because I can't take the journey for them. I can't do it for them at all. Like if it was like I tell that scenario wise, if it was possible to take the whole universe's toxic relationships, all this anxiety, depression, all my tattoos on my neck. If I could take it as yours, I would handle it easier because I know how to deal with that. Their own minds. But the question at hand is, even if I take it from you, but since you didn't do your journey on yourself, I assisted, did it for you. Wise, the question is, will you fall back on your face, do the exact same mistakes? I just took care of all your anxiety, depression, the mansion. I closed all doors of pain for you. Wise, you didn't do the journey. Wise, so you don't even know the answers. Like I could tell you verbally the answers, but you didn't experience, you didn't live it. So potentially, there's a high potential you would still go back to toxic relationships. I'd be like, I just did all that for nothing. Like no, God's like, yeah. Basically, because you can't do it for them. All you do is your whole thing. The Bible's right there. That's why it's the oldest book of the universe. It's just old school English-wise, right? But there's all the stories are there, all the analogies there, and that's why, like me, I haven't read it for a long time. I read pieces here and there, wise, but TikTok, all the passages, they put it right there. I'm like, yep, I comprehend exactly what they're talking about. Eventually, in time when I catch up with myself, wise, I will stitch a lot of those Bible, sayings, sermons, etc. Wise. That's why I say everyone's got BPD and empathy. Bible talk for my forehead, Genesis 2:16-17. That part of the Bible, that's the answer I've been looking for. Because I used to say like, because the 2 people, the whole world suffered, right? If God created us, he could have squashed 2 people. It's better to delete 2 people than thousands and millions, right? Noah's Ark, all that good stuff, right? So this is where religious people get the feelings about it when I say that, because first and foremost, what that said, Genesis 2:16, that's when Lucifer gaslights Eve to eat from the Garden of Eden, the tree of knowledge, and boom, Adam eats after that because he loves respects his wife, and now they're naked, right? All that good stuff, right? And now the tree of knowledge, now they have bad and good, and initially it was all good, no bad at all. They didn't know anything about any of this negativity at all. But since that happened, and then it happened, who's your Bible talk now? Who's your first sociopath, psychopath? Who's your narcissistic sociopath, psychopath? Adam and Eve's kids. Cain killed Abel, not bitches, not drugs, not war, not gangs, not fucking anything in the streets, man-made bullshit. No. Killed his brother with jealousy because Lucifer gaslighted and manipulated Cain. Cain, guess what? Because I think the story is that where Cain brought his his best cattle to show God, because God and Abel were talking. God's like, oh, that's cool, Cain, nice to show me, and then Karen, I'm tired, I'm really exhausted. Carried on the conversation with Abel, and that's when Lucifer jumps in and gaslights and manipulates. Hey, check out, Cain. God loves Abel a little bit more than you do. Look at that. He's talking to your brother more than you. What are you gonna do about it? And remember, no one puts a gun to our head. It's our choice. Premeditated. Free will, quote unquote. So what happened? He got his feelings some type of way, and he took his brother out, killed his brother. Man-made bullshit. Not because of man-made bullshit, because of jealousy, right? That's your first narcissistic sociopath psychopath right there. Bible talk, right? And then from there, wise, because everyone's got BPD, empathy, right? We can like, hate, etc. wise. You can't even ask like to God according to the Bible, wise. Well, hey, where's your brother Abel? I don't know. I think he's out there chilling, doing his thing. That's funny because I think the story is something like upon the lines of like, that's funny because you're lying because I smell your brother's blood in the ground where I created your father. You killed your brother. God called him out. Peace, gotta go, and that's it. That's your first narcissistic sociopath, psychopath. And what triggered a lot of people religious, this is where they get in feelings, because, I didn't make the Bible up. I was taught as a Catholic, I was born and raised a Catholic wise, the Noah's Ark, right? So with that said, if God did that 40 days, 40 nights, what's that let you know about God? He's got BPD, empathy wise, but that's why he did what he did. And then he did that, which I will get tatted on me, where the whole thing with when you see rainbows, that's peace to the humans, that a C word, I forget the words, it's a C word that he won't ever, it's a peace offering that he won't ever do that again. Like, he'll let us live our lives that we should fix our humanity ourselves, which is, if you break it down, it's honest truth. It takes one individual to work on yourself, which I did, or I could just be narcissistic wise. Whole face, body hot, be raging, give no fucks, you all love all that good shit, be a blue pillar, not give a fuck. So everyone in the universe can change their lives if they choose to want to, which is their choice. Everyday bug gun, you can do whatever you want. So that's why I'll have certain Bible passages on my body, because that's the main. They're all important, yes, but if you break down all the stories, they're pretty much very simple. It's a very, very repetitive wise. As long as you live godly, Ten Commandments, Jesus-like, as an individual, then you are blessed as an individual. You cannot speak on nobody else's behalf, and that's why on my back of my neck, which isn't a hurt. But once again, I'm not a drinker. I'm gonna drink a lot of Fireball to get numbed up pretty good. But I'm gonna get I call it the Cross of Exodus, but I don't know if that's the proper name of it. But it's like Tupac, the rap artist. He has the famous cross in his back. So I'm gonna do like lat to lat in the middle of my back, the top of my neck. So you'll see the top of the cross there and the bottom. So all my passages that I have from my TikTok notes and my personal notes, I'm gonna do my shirts. It'll be all on the cross. But the very top of it, where you will see it, it's gonna say, as long as you live godly, all the 10 Commandments, Jesus, like, as an individual, that you are blessed as an individual. To reiterate again, like, what do you mean? You can't speak no one else's behalf, not your father, not your kids. I can't speak on my kids, my exes, no one's behalf. I can speak on my behalf. I live godly, 10 Commandments, Jesus, like, best as an individual. No one's perfect, we have our flaws, yes, but I comprehend it. It's a bad environment. Why am I going to go to a bad environment for? I already know what's going to happen, what's the outcome, so why get involved with that? And so on, wise, right? And the potential to be wise, she worked on yourself, or she worked on herself, and she's about what I'm saying, wise. We're a power couple, quote unquote. Less than love each other, always show love, respect to each other. Whatever's bothering her, we talk about it. My conversation. And if it's something that's triggering her, wise, then we can switch the subject up to another subject, wise. Fall back when she's ready to talk about it, so on and so on. That's the intent, potential to be wise, and that's on my side as an individual. Like, I don't force this conversation upon nobody, wise. I just do my lives, do my TikToks, talking about it, and that's it. Like, if you break it down in reality, y'all could be on here watching this, right? But I just do it for myself, wise, not just here to tell a story. Eventually, this will be my TikTok, my YouTube and podcast, wise, because everyone deserves to get their lives back. And that's how I focus on every day above ground. Keep it positive, humble, every which way. Because, like I say many times, the only reason life became hard because relationships. That's what destroyed us. It sucks to say, but if you're honest with yourself and just have accountability, like how did I allow myself to get destroyed? Like, and that's why as an individual, I sound like before you got involved with that individual, how were you doing? Were you doing good? Were you doing bad? Were you emotionally vulnerable? You come out of a breakup. You know what? You know, if you was doing good, like it was nothing to be above. Well, okay, then you saw the good in them. They told you a sob story. You fell for it, and that's why I love doing analogies. Why it's like 7 analogies. A person more narcissistic wise, right? Analogy is rain outside. They're a little puppy, right? It's cool to bring him inside, feed him, clothe him, bathe him, right? In the morning when the weather's better, wise, you let him outside and go back to the streets, wise. Just a reminder, hey, I got you as a friend associate. You know, if you're hungry, I got you. Tell to the puppy, but the downfall is you start catching feelings for the puppy, wise, right? And you don't want to throw it back in the streets because it's telling a sob story. So you let the puppy stay longer than it's supposed to, wise. And from there, where the puppy grows up to be a full-grown dog, wise, and now the dog bites the hand that feeds him, and now you're trauma bonded and you get destroyed, and you be like, damn, how did I allow this to happen, right? Like I did. Snakes, what happened, baby boy? You went outside. ¿Qué pasó? We'll go outside in a minute, okay? Sorry, he's trying. He's having a bad day or something. He's typically not like that, but yeah. But anyways, wise, that's why I tell people analogy wise, because you gotta judge and read everybody. Ahorita, let me 2 seconds real fast. Sorry, guys. What's up, baby boy? What? You want more food? You want more potty again? What is it? Okay. What? Okay, let's see. This? You okay? Okay. Well, give me both. Snap. Sorry. He's a little hungry apparently. Oh man, I'm about to get off. I'm exhausted. I only slept like 2 hours. That's something crazy about me. Like tell you like, my sister Madison Wise, she has a podcast called Connect IG, for sure TikTok wise, YouTube. Like to me, she's famous. Like she I don't know if you know who Stefan Speakers is. Stefan Speaks. He's like a motivational speaker, life coach, relationship coach. Pretty famous. And before she actually posted like the TikToks and Spotify, she was doing her podcast. She actually sent me some like, you know, sneak pics. She said I watched some sneak clips and all that good stuff. And I was like, when she sent me that, I was like, yo, you got. I don't know who his name is, but I know who he is. I go, you got him on your pod, like yo. To me, you're famous. That you know people to get him on your podcast. Hell yeah. And, you know, that's how I was telling her about it, because next month will be a year we know each other. Met her on TikTok, IG, reached out to her IG, because, you know, she made comment on my TikTok, we went back and forth, and we've been talking about it ever since, wise, because she's, you know, she's an Ebony Queen, she's black, right, and she's, like, in a trauma bond a little bit with a Latino, wise, I think he's, like, Puerto Rican and Cuban, right, and I was like, Hermano, you dating that? I go, us? I go, us Spanish people? Fuck, the boys, we're fucking garbage. She's like, what do you mean? I go, he's a machista. That's a disciple. What do you mean? That's a person narcissistic wise. And the narcissist, and I was breaking it down to I give her a scenario analogy, and she's like, "Damn, you're describing him." I'm like, yeah. I go, your story is like my story, except, you know, your ex-wife, whatever your situation with him was, that's my baby mom's, and I am you. I go, you only like, I think she's like maybe a year in with him roughly, overall on and off, right? A year roughly. I go, you're blessed now to have kids. I go, I did that. I go, I dated your dude for basically, analogy-wise, for 12 years and 3 daughters. I got destroyed every which way. So I'll definitely hold you and guide you. That's why I say all the time behind the screen, all you females, if you're not Spanish, Hispanic, and Spaniard at all, give me your hand, I'll hold you and guide you. I will teach you about these boys, because in our shitty culture, to trigger them, 90% boys are narcissistic every which way, machistas. Don't fall for the fucking Rico Suave, we speak Spanish, all this shit. Don't go by that, because they're brainwashed to use their lesson, that's it. They can offer you toxic love. And the machismo, which is narcissism. And I was telling her, like, what do you mean? Be observant. Scenario. This is how bad our culture is. A lot of cultures like this, but I like the shit about our shit, Spanish culture-wise, especially relationship-wise. I go, scenario. I know you're a square, right? So scenario, if I was your ex-wise, right? And I'm the machista, the player, all my family knows, all my parents, grandmother, know I'm a manhole and she's body hopping like crazy, but they won't tell you shit until after the fact. After I destroy you, trauma bond you. And then my family will reach out to you, the females, auntie, grandma. Well, we should have told you about my son, how he is. That's called machismo. Because in our culture, you're not supposed to say shit at all. Code, quote unquote. Go, fuck that. Fuck the code. I don't give a shit. I'm my own culture, my own being. So with that said, she's like, man, all the shit you're saying is right. I was like, yeah, because this is our shitty culture. Our relations are garbage. I don't give a shit if you're Hispanic, Latino, Spaniard. I just keep it simple Spanish. I don't care. It's not the women, it's the men, aka boys. Women are crazy toxicas because they've been destroyed and they don't care. They're just running. They're running wild. That's the only way to cope it. Because now you gotta be masculine, like to match energy. Like nah, there's good in them, but they should work on themselves, right? And so on and so on. So that's why I said to trigger the Spanish people. Like I even trigger my new hairstylist wise, because they get triggered easy. I go as an individual, I want not never date a Spanish girl, a Hispanic to Spaniard. When I said that to her, she's like. Never met in my life. She's doing my hair. She's like, what? She's like, pull my hair a little bit. I was like, yo, chill. I was like, let me elaborate. Let me finish. Like, what? I'll date a Spanish woman, a Hispanic Spaniard, if she's that working on herself or, healed, awakening, woke journey. Like, what do you mean? She can't have this conversation. She's not jealous, controlling. She's not so traumatized. I don't give a shit. 18 years old to 40, 50 years old. It's about the maturity level wise. You be the 50-year-old, they're acting like an 18-year-old. Like, I'm adult high schoolers. They never evolve, grow up. They're still being toxicas, quote unquote, toxic and shit. Like, nah. They're like guys. People in the street, let them be. I don't give a shit how beautiful they are. That's what me. I knock the shit of Spanish culture every which way. Eventually, when I'm going to do my TikTok stitches, I'm going to trigger a lot of Spanish females and males. Especially when I drop de la calle. Yeah, you're on the street, you're being wild. Yeah, you're de la calle. Straight up, that's what I call you. Little disciple, that's what I am. Yes, that's what you are. Because you're selling dreams, gaslighting, manipulating. You use your body, you use your looks. Your fucking head's so swollen with fucking pride. It was pathetic. And I'm the one calling you shit because you're doing what your dad did, what your mother did, auntie, like my family. And I'm the one calling everybody the fuck out. And y'all your feelings about it because why? The boys don't work in their feelings, they want the self-accountability wise. And the girls don't want to admit the situation that they're fucking broken codependent. Like, you want to be there like your mother, auntie, grandma. I pray for you and that's it. I go on my day. That's why I vibe with every other race but Spanish. Dead ass. And if I trigger your Spanish, that's my job to trigger you. Elaborate. I'll elaborate each way. Hey, comment, set it wise. I'm just holding you and guiding you. If you want to be like your parents, I pray for them, that's it. That's all I could do for you. If this conversation is too much for you, it isn't be a lot to take. Because I'm talking about the whole culture. I'm talking about all the family. Yes, my side, your side, everyone behind this in Spanish. And many other cultures behind the situation. The domino effect. And that's all it is. That's when I'm just like, nope. I won't be toxic relationships, and that's how I was telling her, my hairstylist. I go, not to be rude to you, but like, because you said you went through your breakup, etc. wise. I go, I know this conversation wise, it triggers a little bit. I say a little too much, it's blunt, but I do it to get your attention. But with that said, I go, show me here, little Mexico, all of Eastern Washington, all. Show me any Spanish couples that's blessed, 1,000. No infidelity, no passing boundaries, nothing on both sides. I go, it's not you. I don't worry about the women, it's the man. He's a boy, I promise you that. And she'll still be there. So she didn't say nothing, stay quiet. She's like, that's kind of true. I was like, it's not kind of, it is true. Show me. You were born and raised here, I'm born and raised here. You live in Seattle for 2 years, I live in Seattle for 12 years. It's the same thing. That's outside Seattle's ghetto. If I want to be with any female really fast, right? Where do I go to? The ghetto hoods. Why? Because those females, all they know is toxic love. They don't know what love is. So if I roll up there, show them love, all my conversations, I got them in the feelings. Like, oh shit. So I know exactly what to say. But the kicker is that I don't use my narcissistic traits to gaslight, manipulate, and use, which more people are narcissistic do that for, especially in the ghetto hoods. Act nice can't be nice, right? Offer you toxic love, not love. But they don't know that yet. And destroy them. That's what it was so easy to do benefits in Seattle. Extroverts first and foremost, especially in the south side of Seattle, because it's downtown Seattle, the south side is the ghetto of the hood. Toxic relationships everywhere. Broken codependent people fucking pathetic everywhere. I could be with a zillion females in the south side of Seattle. Any color, taste a rainbow, no problem. Because they're used to be called, it was toxic love, being verbally, physically abused, groped, all that shit. It was so mind-blowing to see that these females, like, they're so traumatized that these guys, like, grab them and I'm like, they don't say shit or laugh it off. I'm like, yo, that's, like, way passing boundaries. You go north side Seattle suburbs, none to be above. You try to do that shit, you're catching fucking sexual charges and shit, and you get locked the fuck up. You know, everyone probably tackle your ass type of situation. That's why you got the ghettos and the suburbs. But with that said, the ghettos, hoods can become the suburbs if everyone works for themselves, but they choose not to want to, which is their choice. So that's why the smart choice is in the ghetto hoods. It's a bad environment. You get up and leave, but you won't leave because what about my family? Fuck it. I used to tell my benefits, stay there. Because they asked me, why you live in the north side of Seattle? I was like, because my kids and my baby moms can walk the streets freely. I can walk the streets freely. But so many white people, Asian, like, yeah, it's square in suburbs. Who cares? Guess what? I just worry about, not in a bad way, but racial profiling. But they don't want that, like, I just ran in the north side of Seattle. Yeah, I get it. I'd rather get pulled over for racial profiling than fucking the outside. That fucking, they won't pull me over for that. But I could potentially get beat up, locked up, or shot up. I could, my kids could, my ex could, etc., so on and so on. No. I pay my money. Yes, I pay my money like 3 to 4 bills more than you do. But guess what? I can drive where the fuck I want to. For the most part, I can do the south side too. But I can be driving, get T-boned, because people will fucking respect the fucking lights, the laws, etc. Wise, I can be actually going through a block and get shot up because they're doing a drive-by, and so on and so on. It's so much risk on the south side. That's why it's the south side. It's ghetto. So, you know, for the most part, you have your nice areas. But that's why people in Seattle, the markets get offended when I say that. It'd be, oh, you know, I live in the south side. Oh, what part? And they'd be like, you know, Renton. I'd be like, Renton Highlands. You know, Federal. And I forget the Federal parts. I go, yeah, I know all the good parts. I go, that's why you got a good deal on your house because it's cheaper in the south side. But I go, but drive 5 minutes, you're back in the block, right? By the time you shop at the Walmart right there in Renton, they'd be like, oh, no, you go to Federal Way, the north side, right? Yeah. Because that's the worst Walmart in Washington. That's the ghettoest one in every which way. That's why you have the south, like downtown Seattle on the south side. You have the South Center Mall. That's the best mall to get the best deals. The downfall, you might get stabbed or fucking shot there. So everyone goes to the north side. You go to fucking Alderwood Mall. The big, I haven't been there for many years, but I heard it's pretty massive now. So it's a lot safer. But the best deal is right there, South Center, but it's ghetto every which way. My situation, I probably won't ever go there again because I did my benefits. It's like, it's not a fear. It's like, I don't want altercations. I don't want them to happen. Because I just got up and left. They could see me and straight walk up me, slap me, punch me. The south side, it's the ghetto hood. They don't care if they catch a case at all. YOLO, right? So that's why I just keep it humble every which way. So that's why I tell people, just work on yourselves and try to be blessed in life. If not, then every day you bug around, be bitter, hateful, be stressing about life. Like, life's not hard, I promise you that. We make it hard not known because we have narcissist energy vampire. What is your everyday above ground? What is your environment? If you're a kid living with your parents, how are your parents? If they're beefing and excited bumping heads, stay in your room. That's all I could recommend to you because you're not old enough to get a job, get out of the household yet. Stay in your room, best as possible. Every time they ask to tell you, well, y'all's in the room, yes, just time you're studying. Use that bullshit excuse even if you're not. Or go out there with them and go to war. They'll give you shit, get involved. Your dad starts hitting your mom, you get involved, and they slap you around a little bit situation because you're trying to get involved to protect your mother. Don't try to get involved because you're a little kid. You'll get slaughtered, right? And it sucks. It sucks that a lot of it went through that bullshit with our parents. But you can't be too hard on your parents because if they can't have this conversation, they don't know anything we're talking about. They don't know anything. They just know what they was taught from our grandparents, aka their parents, and so on and so on. The general cycle. That's a downfall. That's why, like me, they give me shit like, why do you care about people so much? Why do you tell the story? Like, you say the same shit all the time. Like, yeah, I always say the same shit to my last dying breath. Because I simplify life for the whole universe. Why y'all go to fucking therapists, counselors, and you start getting deep on that DSM-5 book? That fucking man-made Bible about the fucking brain is pathetic, first and foremost. All that Bible talk, all these big-ass fucking words. All today we discovered about shit about the brain. Whoop de fucking do, but to answer the situation, you still can't fix it or save me. All you could do is give me drugs and nut me up. End of story. So you wasted your lifetime being a scientist to discover this new part of the brain and a fucking word, and that's it. Wow. But I'm still born codependent. I'm still an alcohol tweaker, doing burger sugar, fucking stuck in a trombone. Can you fix me? Can you do any part so I can evolve? No? Cool. Fucking give me the pills. It's like, no. That's why the Italians, they don't like me too much. They're therapist counselors. Like, they don't come there no more. A lot of them don't come no more because of my tattoos. My dad don't notice that, but I notice it. Because we have the conversations. And I tell him, look at you went to school, DSM-5, all this shit. How much money you spent for school-wise? And I just gave you crash course to life. Because my personal experience-wise, I felt bad with myself as a support team. I dissected how we function. And if I wanted to, I promise you 1,000. If I was to talk to all your clients, not rude when I say this, but to use my pride and ego, my narcissist traits, I could take all your clients, every single one of them, and I won't charge them nothing. I'll be, yo, you can donate if you want to. I'll eventually, once again, my intent in my head is to get back to the universe. Everyone, especially the females and single mothers, because the financial abuse, I get it. You don't have no. I get it, and it sucks. Like I tell a lot of single moms that I talk to, like I have no money nor power at all. The day I do, and we're still talking, I got you. But remember this: physically save you, not spiritually, emotionally, mentally. That is your journey. I can't do that for you. That's the part that's gonna hurt and suck. But the positive, I can hold you and guide you. That's a positive. That's what I was telling the girl I just met last night, this morning. Talked to her 5 hours. Never met her in my life. Shit, her mind's blown. I was like, she's like, you speak some good shit. I was like, yeah, I'm just telling a story, make it sound easier, right? Now you have a lot of ideas to work with, a lot of scenarios. She's like, thank you for doing all that. Like, yeah, this is what I dedicate my life to. The women for sure, but if the males want to work on themselves, if they want to reach out. Typically they don't because they get triggered. Do I care? No. Narcissist traits, I don't care. I don't care at all. Honestly, because why? Why am I going to waste my breath? Like, oh man, I'm hurting the guy's feelings. I'm hurting the boys' feelings, yes. The men can reach out. If they don't, that is their choice. I don't care. I go on my day. That's why 98% of my followers are female. That's why like my sister already over here, why she's like, that's crazy. You say 98% of your followers are female? I thought it would be guys. Like, nah, I give no support from guys. Like, rarely. Maybe like each platform, I don't know, like 5-10 guys, if that. The rest of them, the majority of them are females wise, right? Because I'm a male telling a female story, especially in the Spanish culture. That's why so many Spanish females reach out to me. They're like, damn, that's what I'm doing? Yeah, you're doing during the cycle. But, hermano, that's your choice. You can leave it if you want to. I know it's going to hurt. Yes, it's going to hurt. You feel like you're giving up on them. But it's not getting better. It probably won't get better for a very long time. So you can't fix nor save them, but that is your choice to stay there. As long as you do, like, you elaborate best other people, they will sit there and talk to you, And so that's how I'll be mean to you, narcissist trait, but I'll elaborate empath traits. Sour and sweet and so on and so on. They're like a Sour Patch. Yes, like a Sour Patch. Because I'm just giving you ideas and scenarios and remind you the door is right there. I can go in your household, but yep, he's narcissistic, he's a circle, you're a square, you should leave, there's a door. But you won't leave because you're trauma bonded. I get it, I was you. So the missus told me, like, how do I break it? Support team first and foremost. The more people you support team, that's going to help you a lot because you're venting, you're talking about it. And instead of like, well, I want to reach out. Yeah, you want to reach out to him. You blocked him. You unblock him many times. She's like, yeah, everyone does that shit because we don't know what we're going through. But we're broken codependent. So support team helps a lot. And I go, here's the best therapist in the universe. She's like, what's that? You. What do you mean? The person in the mirror. You're the best therapist in the universe. I don't know what you're thinking and vice versa. The cool thing about technology, I tell everybody, what I recommend you going through breakups or shit in life, grab their cell phone. Actually I have another cell phone. I have like too many cell phones, retarded. I got cell phones like crazy. But anyways, grab your cell phone and then push the button. If you're scared to do video, do audio blogs for now. What? Just talk to yourself. Talk about what you want to talk about. But the cool thing about video blogs is you're not streaming. I'm streaming. I tell them you're not streaming. You're not live, you're not uploading nothing. You're just grabbing your cell phone, using it correctly, and record yourself. Talk to yourself, and then study yourself. Like, what do you mean? She's like, what do you mean study myself? If you can't look at this phone, and it's not being streamed, you're not on live, but you're trying to talk to yourself, but you're like this, talking everywhere. You glance. You can't talk to yourself, the person in the mirror at all, then you struggling. How do you want to be in a relationship? I get the physical touch. It feels good, but is it going to be healthy, or is it just a temporary band-aid for now until it falls apart again, right? You're like, damn, they're just like my ex. Yeah, we said the same shit at the time. Yes, because we wasn't ever ready for relation. Both of us weren't, right? So the cool thing is that you can study yourself, and from there, when you're ready to, you rewatch the video, study your body language, facial expressions, tone of voice, where are your eyes at. She was like, that's pretty smart. I was like, I'm a geek techie. I can do typing, but I can type fast, but what's fast in typing? Record, talk. And the cool thing, like I told her, you can fall back, like, let's say a year from now, you evolved more, a little bit more, you can fall back, like, damn, I was doing pretty fucking bad. I was like, yeah, I told her to everybody, you want to hear me cry like a bitch? I did audios before I started doing videos. I'm like, I hear myself like, damn, I was pretty fucked. I was doing bad, and I was doing that with 8 kids. Holy shit. I'm lucky I didn't fall to mammy bullshit, but like I got self-will. Like, no, I already know drugs, alcohol, pills ain't gonna fix me. It's a numb me the fuck up, and I potentially lose everything. I lose my kids, cause I get so deep in the drugs that can mammy bullshit that I lose everything. And then I'm gonna blame my ex-wives, cause you broke up, you said I cheated, whatever the situation was, so on and so on. Now the kid, I can't see him. Like, no, cause you're not healthy for yourself. You know, the intent not to self-destruct and get to the rock bottom. It can happen. It definitely can happen. But it definitely can happen for the most part because you don't have a support team. You don't have a support team. That's why I told her, like, you're the best therapist in Finesse. You're a support team. We all have lives. So if you can't reach out to us, get your phone, record. Talk to yourself. And then the mind-blowing part about it, you might be, like, talking, not looking at yourself, but you might be talking about everything. Like, what do you mean? You be talking about your ex, think of your parents, and your boss. It's just random. It's called word salad. You're switching there. You're just so lost in overthinking that you don't know how to speak correctly. Wise. That's why I'm working on myself to speak a lot slower. Before I was way worse. Like even before social media, I was really bad at speaking fast because Hispanic, Mexican, Latino, otherwise, if whatever term you want to use nowadays, we're typically speak a lot slower, right? But my first band was Latina, right? Because I was in Venezuela, raised in New York, but she's multiracial. She's like Cuban, Puerto Rican, Dominican, and Brazilian. So she speaks Spanish, English, and Portuguese, and the East Coast accent. So that's why some of my words come East Coast wise, and Veneer wise. I used to speak hella fast, way too fast. That's why I catch myself. That's why I'm trying to work on myself to speak a lot slower. And on top of that, like I was before I upload this TikTok in the next couple of days, wise, I did a 25-minute TikTok, and I'm trying to learn how to speak a lot slower, so bear with me. I apologize, right? I'm just so used to speaking fast, right? So it's a lot for me to drop it down dramatically wise. So with that said, I was trying to I have the new Adobe Premiere Pro, the 2023 wise, right? So they have a new feature where it's called talk to text. So it does before that, everything was manual, so it was tedious as hell to record recording's easy, but do the audio, I gotta hear myself. I'm like, damn, what did I say? I can't even, I speak so fast then, right, that I couldn't even understand my own self. I'm like, holy shit. Now I know why people can't understand me, because I am speaking way too fast, but my intake caster told me this is always nice. She's like, because you're overthinking. Like, what? You are thinking, you're speaking so fast and your thoughts are way advanced that you can't even catch up with yourself. That's why no one understands you. My buddy, my coworkers, they got used to me. They were basically my translators, because I knew about Hondas and I was talking about, cars, and they'd be like, customer, because they speak, quote unquote normal, slower. They'd just be like, I actually heard Honda spark plug or something. And they all, don't worry, we got you in the translate. You understand him? We used to be like you, and he speaks really fast. Oh yeah, I don't understand. I thought he was speaking Spanish. Nah, it was all English, no Spanish at all. I go, my Spanish is worse than that. Really? They're like, holy shit. So that's why, the cool thing about, when you talk to a good therapist, a good counselor wise, she told me, she's like, when you go, if you ever see a therapist, counselor ask you, how was your ex? You elaborate what happened situation wise. Then they talk about how was your childhood? How was your father? How was your mother? How's the relationship with your mother? How's the relationship with your father? And then be my situation, a typical Spanish culture. We don't talk to our fathers, we talk to our mothers, etc., so on and so on, right? And then you typically verbally, physically abused, you're in a cycle, all that corny bullshit, and then she's like, well, check this out. You speak really fast, and that's what she's telling me, because you're overthinking, You're thinking way faster than you're speaking, but you still do speak fast, right? But with that said, because you're overthinking, you're triggered all the time, because you're trying to figure it out and you're lost. What do you mean? So I'm going to tell you something. I'm not saying you're doing this literally wise, but this is what you're doing, because all you know is toxic love, toxicity and stuff. And I was like, what do you mean? Okay, so I'm going to tell you something. Please let me say what I got to say. Let me elaborate, and don't say nothing until I tell you that, now it's your turn to respond. You can say whatever you want to say, right? And she's like, well, this is how your baby mom's feed you, right? So on and so on, etc., right? Whatever you did for her, she was never pleased, so on and so on, right? And this is how your father was. Whatever you did for him, never pleased. Verbally, physically whipped your ass. He was never happy. He gave all your siblings all the love, affection, took care of them, and he didn't take care of you. And she's like, I'm not saying, remember this, I'm not saying you're doing this physically, it's just an analogy wise. This is the way your baby mom treated you. So your baby mom is your father. You are dating your father. And I was like, I stayed quiet. I was like, she's like, take it in, take it slow, just think about it. I'm not saying do that physically, But look at the way your baby mom treated you and your father treated you. Time other than the female in the body consider, what's the difference? Now I'll stay quiet. I was quiet for like a minute, right? Literally, my train of thought, like my whole thing is slowed down dramatically. I'm like, holy shit. So when you're ready to speak, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. So for 5 minutes of my time then in 08, 09, I actually spoke normal, quote unquote. I was like, I just sat there and I was like, damn, that sounds legit. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter what you do for her nor him. They were both ever happy. That's called child trauma. You just carry it on. So you're used to toxic love. You're used to toxicity. You're comfortable. That's your bubble. You know, in time when you're working yourself and you step out the bubble, try to be in a healthy relationship, it might be scary because you're used to being verbally, physically abused. And now that someone's actually treating you, showing you love, you might get scared, run away. And I was like, damn, that's some good shit. That's why I'm blessed now. But so I apologize once again. I'm trying to learn how to speak a lot slower. So I'm doing better because I tell you that the session before this one I'm about to upload, I was getting frustrated. I'm like, bro, I gotta slow down a lot more. And it's kind of hard for me because, like, to me a lot is a lot. You know, it's like I don't want to feel like when I'm speaking quote unquote slow or normal that I'm speaking dumb to you. Like I'm not trying to make no one feel like that. So that's why I fluctuate with the way I speak wise. So I'm trying to do better, so I apologize. I tell you, I'm about to get off in a minute. But with that said, before I get off of this in a second, like, I'm always in your pocket. Like, I'm here for the whole universe. I don't care who you are, where you live, etc. If you want to take a vibe, free therapy, life coach. I talk about the same things that go in my life. I talk about the same thing all the time because I just want people behind the screen that are hearing this, you don't want to feel alone. That's the most very unjust feeling, to feel alone. You know, that's why you see like TikToks are like, you can go to a room that's full of people, but you still feel lonely. You can be with your friends, your squad, your family, but you still feel alone, like you don't exist. But the reason being, for the most part, especially if you're older, it's relationships. That's the main reason why. Oh, later up something here. That's where, you know, it hurts the most, because you're like, damn, like I want this to work out, I want this to happen. The downfall is they don't want you. That's why love doesn't hurt. Toxic love hurts. You're loving somebody and you're wasting your energy on somebody that doesn't want you at all. You don't want to match your energy at all. They're just taking it. And even when they're not by your side and they push you away, you're still planting hope and you're still putting energy in that individual. You know, that the downfall about that is you will lose. Remember this, in time when you comprehend this, you and I cannot get back nor buy back what? Love, time, and emotions. When you comprehend that, why are you wasting that on wrong individuals, especially a partner by your side? If you know you're not compatible at all, why? Because they're beautiful, money, status, and fame? What is it? My family likes them? Are you dating your family or are you dating them? What is it, you know? Like, you gotta date, you know, you gotta cut the umbilical cord every which ways. If not, then you're not ready for a relationship. That's the situation, because you're still under your parents' family's quote-unquote rules and fucking regulations and shit. That's why I tell Spanish female wise, like, you're in my DM, we talking vibe with you, I have nothing against that, but are you ready for the situation? If you're ready to choose your family in traditional ways, look at the way I look, my tattoos, etc. wise, especially in the Spanish culture, this is a no-no, it's fucking wrong. Especially if you're referring to traditional, I'm considered the devil. So your family's gonna be like, yeah, he's a cool dude, you know, he looks a little crazy, a little gang mafioso, but no, he's be some good shit. But I just don't like the fact that he has tattoos. Why is he telling a story, right? But he has tattoos. Why didn't you use his mouth? And if I tell him, well, that, you know, I ain't gonna do that because, well, I was doing that, but it doesn't get people's attention, especially as a man, especially in Spanish culture. But with tattoos, they get your attention. They're just words and that's it, right? So from there wise, the potential wise, if her family's tradition wise, her family be like, well, check this out, you got your choice. You choose him or you choose us. We're your family. That's just one person. We grew up and we raised you all that shit. Yeah, but that's how gaslighting and manipulating wise. That's Spanish people all the time. Are you ready for that? Because I'm telling you right now, you tell me, hey, my parents talk to me, baby girl, I'm choosing myself. I'll choose for us. Like, why? You can't cut the umbilical cord wise. It's gonna be scary to take a risk to give your family for myself wise. I get it, But if you're scared that you're not ready for this, I know I would go, we vibe, treat you good. I worked on myself, but now you're dealing with your family. So your family's in a self-sabotage relationship because they got to pre-approve the person they're going to have by your side. So they can like your partner, but you don't like your partner really. You don't like the way they treat you, but you're still there. Yeah. So try not to let that happen. It can happen, but when you're working yourself, I promise you'll do a lot better. That's why I tell a story, hold your hand, guide you, to call you out if you're younger than I am. Then I was 39, not 42. So if you're 20, 30, yo, beat me. It took me 30 years of my life, so you have 9 years. If you're scenario, you're 30 years old. You heard this conversation, etc. My pod. Maybe eventually when I upload my stuff and I catch up with myself, I'm calling you out. You have 9 more years to catch up to me and beat me. I want you to be 35 years old and beat me. To go through your healing, awaken, woke journey where you comprehend I don't need nobody. Every day above ground, you're blessed because you're getting a day to live and tell a story. When you sleep, you die. Time is irrelevant. Death is relevant. You're going to die no matter what, but don't worry about that no more. When you're blue pillar, healing journey, red pillar, you're about what? Love, time, death. Watch the movie Cloud of Beauty. That's why which I'm going to get Ted on me. I sponsor it because that's exactly what we worry about. Love, time, and death. Death, when I'm going to die. Why worry about when you're going to die? Do you really want to know the exact day you're going to die? It could be 10 years from now. Love or hate is going to happen. Now you know a date. Now you're just overstressing as it is because I got to cherish my time with everybody. And then when the day gets closer, you might offer a dome, you might get to a point that you just lose it because you know it's getting there. So why worry about that? Love? One want to have love. One's going to someone to match my energy. Well, they can match your energy, but if you aren't working on yourself, they're matching your energy, but you thought you can match their energy, but you weren't ready for it. That's why you're still in toxic love. Love, it's definitely beautiful when you have a good partner like my recent ex-wives. The relationship overall was good, but it was LDR, long distance relationship. With that said, like I don't really recommend long distance relationships because it can be kind of hard because not the physical touch by your side, etc. The money part, it's a lot. It's a lot. Like, but the cool thing between us is we less than love each other only. So there's no infidelity on my side, nor her side, and that's why I taught people wise, And my side of the family, her side of the family, they can all be like, yo, how you know she's not cheating? Her side, how you know not cheating? They're all gonna ask you that. Like, why do you choose someone that's out of state? Why you get someone locally wise? You could potentially do that. The downfall is if there's no potential, then what? And that's why I was telling, I don't know her name. She's young. She's 24 years old. So I was like, last night I was like, she thought a lot of relationships with LDRs. I'm like, and the downfall about the situation with long distance relationship is, like, do you know that he's being just lustful and loyal to you and that's it? Trustworthy to you? Because this phone is an option. You know that, right? She said, but I can't find no one locally. They're like, fuck boys and bullshit. I get it. No, I get it. They're like, I get that most definitely wise. But the situation is, like, they're far away. That's the part where it becomes tricky. Like, if you're both lusting with each other, then you're both blessed. So that's what's the ETA time that y'all potentially might move with each other? Are you moving over there, or are you moving over to your side? And that's where it becomes kind of tough. And I told her on top of that, on this phone right here, you can meet fucking badass individuals. I can meet a badass female, potential, but she lives fucking North Pole with Santa Claus. I don't got the money to travel back and forth to fucking North Pole, right? And vice versa. But we match each other's energy. Everything's beautiful about us. You can be on this phone doing sexting, whatever, cyber, all the good shit. That's cool. It's awesome. But they're not physically by your side. You're not around each other. The physical touch helps a lot, man. The hugs help a lot. The caress, cuddling. That's fucking beautiful. But you don't have them by your side because they live across the world, So you got to be very cautious on social media wise, because you could potentially meet some badass individuals that you click, but they're far away. That's where it becomes hard. You gotta control your hard finishes, but it's how do I control that? You work on yourself. If you don't work on yourself, anyone that treats you good, nice, you're gonna catch feelings for them. And then that part wise, are they act nice or they're being nice? They're offering love or toxic love. If you don't know, they're gonna get mopped up every which way. And then when they ghost you, use you for your lust, TLC, and that's it. Then they go on the date, then you're gonna die and cry. You're back to fall on your face, and again, then what? Who do you blame for that situation? God, Lucifer? I was like, they're both in your ears, man. God's like, yo, it's not good a situation. Keep it humble, and that's it. Let respect. Lucifer was like, nah, don't listen to God, listen to me. Give him a chance. Everything will work out. This is what gaslight. Who you gonna listen to? Once again, free will, our choice premeditated. So that's why you just work on yourself and your progression life. That's the intent. If you choose to watch, it's your choice. That's all it is your choice. Every day above ground. And that's why I told her, I'm always your pocket. Like, she reached out to today, which is kind of unexpected. I was like, she called. No, I'm surprised she didn't call. She called. We spoke for like an hour. And then she called again. We spoke another 2 hours. And I don't know her from Adams. So total wise already, less than 24 hours, we spoke for 8 hours. I don't know shit from Adams. But that's why she was like, I can be myself. I was like, yes, because you're introvert / extrovert wise. But now with the conversation, you feel comfortable because I'm not passing boundaries. I respect your boundaries wise. I'm not trying to offer you less, none of the above. I'm just trying to hold you and guide you so you don't sit with your confusion, you're overthinking, and you go date with this person that potentially doesn't mop you up wise. Because you're a female, and if you're not going to say this, especially if you're younger wise, females are a little bit young and naive. They don't, if anyone treats them good, especially if they're toxic household and then toxic exes wise, they will take him by the sides. That's a downfall by the situation. So I told her I could be with HO. I could tell HO everything she wants to hear, and she'll fall for by my side. But here's the kicker: am I gonna be with her long term, or just for a short period, 3 months, 6 months, a year? I'm bored to the next. That's why you have older cats going after young females. Women do it too, yes, but typically men are more narcissistic, and they do it all the time because they can groom them, they can gas and manipulate. That's why on TikTok all these passport boys and bullshit, which I eventually, once again, when I catch out myself, which I would call them out, be like, yeah, you passport boys, like you can go to like Thailand, Mexico, PI Philippines, the money doubles, triples, right? So over there, you're rich, most definitely wise. But here's the kicker: you keep bringing back to America wise, right? So that's cool, but I get a less than lover only, or you're gonna still cheat on her because you're not satisfied. And then her wise, she's raised traditional wise, and she will stay there like a dummy because she was raised, I'm with you, married to you, etc. To my last dying breath with you. And that's what men do. Fuck all that bullshit. Ladies, don't do that to yourself. That's so unjust. Fuck that shit. When kids are involved, yes, it's gonna hurt. I know, I get it. I'm single father with kids. Co-parenting, easier said than done. I get it most definitely, but it's better to try to do co-parenting and be separate because as it is, the kids are traumatized. You're traumatizing more than they are. Especially once again, tell you better baby mom, baby fathers, you're traumatizing them after because you still hate each other. Your kids are pretty much screwed for a long time, and don't be surprised when your kiddos be in toxic relationships. They're doing the same life you're doing. They continue on their cycle. But the intent is your kiddos break it like you broke it if you're working on yourself. But that is your kid's choice. Like it was my choice to do what I did 3 years ago to say what I'm saying as we speak today. I just tell a story and that's it. Because once again, it's unjust to get destroyed in relationships. That's the most worst feeling to wake up like fuck. Especially when you can't talk to your partner. Like to let you know when your relationship is shit and it's garbage when it's like pretty much it's been done, right? It's like me what I did. I don't know if y'all did this, but when my ex would be sleeping, like when you sleep in your angels, right? There's no war, no competition, nothing's happening. So with that said, when you're talking to your partner when they're sleeping, like full dead ass conversation, like I would, your relationship's done. Yeah, you're expressing yourself to the fullest, but you can't tell that to them when they're awake, because potentially they don't have the conversation and it might trigger them, and it sucks, And you look at the kids and you're like, fuck, I'm about to lose all this. Yeah, it's gonna fucking hurt. But it's better to die today than tomorrow. The longer you prolong the situation, especially when kids are involved, it's gonna hurt bad. I promise you it is. And no one deserves to feel like that. That is like, damn. It's gonna destroy you. The intent is that you don't fall to mammy bullshit, drugs, alcohol, pills. You try to do co-parenting, and it all works out. That's why I love my ex for leaving me. Oxymoron, I love you for leaving me. Because I do love her for leaving me. Because if not, we were still together 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. Fuck no. I wasn't trying to do 12 years with my first baby moms. No thank you. So behind the screen as an individual, 2 baby moms, 8 kids, 19 years of my life to figure all this shit out. And none of my exes, their family, my family can't teach me any of this. Any of it. From Washington State all the way to Mexico to Eastern Washington to Spain, the motherland, quote unquote. Because we're not taught about this at all. That's where I just like when they say, well, people gotta learn the hard way. At Blue Book conversation, yeah, Red Pill, no. That's why I decided to do, made a vow to myself, like, I'm going to tell a story and that's it. To hold you and guide you. Because at least I get you, if you hear it, communication, you heard it. So with that said, you have options, you have scenarios in your head. So when you get in that situation, like, oh yeah, so Vito was talking about. Now what I'm gonna choose, He told me to do this. That's what he did. He fell on his face, but I mean, maybe I'll be lucky. And then when you find your face, like, oh, well, he was right. Oh, it's not about being right. I was just holding that guy in for warning you. It's cool when you find your face. The intent, each time you find your face, you get up faster. So you don't keep doing the same mistakes. If you keep doing the same mistakes, fuck your excuse. It's a habit. It's an addiction. When are you going to break your addiction? Well, I'm addicted to bad people. The bad guy, bad girl. Cool. Then go over there, get verbally, physically abused. Do what you're used to. The toxic love. I pray for you. That's it. I go on my day. You want love? You're going to want love in the relationship because you're not getting love. You're in toxic love. You don't comprehend that. But you're not even ready for love because you don't know how to love yourself. Because you're scared to fall back into the healing journey. Because, yes, I'm lonely. Nothing's wrong with being alone. Alone beats you up because of codependency-wise. That's all it is, guys. Just codependency. And it sucks because 95% of us are broken codependent. We don't even know that. We don't even know that at all. We don't even know why. And you go see therapists, counselors, they can't even tell you because they don't know the answer. Only you can answer that. The most bullshit excuse in the world. Like, no. No, the answer is because we're broken codependent because we're not taught about empath and narcissist, how we function spiritually, emotionally, mentally as beings. This body is just a vessel and that's it. We're all equals not knowing. I promise you that. When y'all work yourself, I'm not better than you and you're not better than I. We chill on the mountain with God, Lucifer, and the universe. We comprehend why everyone's going through this shit. All these categories. Yeah, you got a job, you're assistant manager, but you're still a dick. You're still broken codependent, you're still an alcoholic. Awesome, but you're not assistant manager, you're a manager. BP, all that good shit. Man-made terminology, man-made money and shit. Awesome, I'm happy for you. But you're still Lucifer's disciple. Why? You're still bitter. Why? Make that shit make sense. But with that said, guys, I love y'all. I'm about to get out. I'm exhausted. I'm passing out on you guys. So I gotta wake up in 4 hours. I need to sleep a little bit more. Actually, probably a lot more. But the positive is when I get off this, when I sleep, I die. That's the beautiful thing about being woke. You don't need that much sleep. And then power naps up a lot. That's now. I tell you, the last 3 years of my life, like my family and friends, when they see me, they're like, "How do you do that? You just get comfortable 10, 15 seconds, 30 seconds tops. You just pass out. You put your timer 5 minutes. You just wake up like, cool. Like, yeah, it's a power nap. That's when I have my small little dreams. I have sometimes pretty legit dreams. I'm just like, damn. But you're like, but you're asleep. Like, yeah, I'm asleep, but I don't need 5 minutes. I take 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. Whoever can take 5 minutes. But when I go to sleep, yeah, I tell you, I love it. Like right now, I'll get sleep and die. A lot of people that do lives, they do, whatever they're doing in life, like they try to go to sleep, but they can't go to sleep because they're overthinking. And then that's why they have insomnia. In their mansion, all doors are paying wide open. Oh, with that said, before I get off there, Mansion, NF the rap artist, he has a new album that's called Hope. So me as an individual, I don't like to use the word hope because the word hope, I understand it's the Bible, all good stuff, right? But even then, the word hope is actually like you gaslight, manipulate yourself. Let me elaborate how so. So if I pray, plan, hope that I get this job, this girl gives me a chance. In my head, I'm manifesting, right? And I'm thinking positive, she's going to give me a chance. I'm going to get the job. I'm going to get the position. If I don't get the job, I don't get the girl, what happens to me? I get bitter. I get discouraged. I can become hateful and shit. Fuck him, fuck her, etc. Whatever the situation is, my day goes to shit. Because in your head, I manifested it. I got the job. If I manifest it, I say yes, I believe in it. Like, don't do it to yourself. Use the word idea. The idea is I get the job. The idea is that she gives me a chance. What's an idea? It's a 50-50 shot. 50, I get the job. Awesome. I get the girl. Awesome. The other 50, I didn't get the job. It wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. See? I don't gaslight and manipulate myself. So with that said, anyways, the album's called Hope, right? And they were doing, which I'm gonna eventually stitch this. I got so many stitches to do. Fucking retarded. I gotta stop downloading TikToks and to do all these stitches. I have like over 5,000-6,000 stitches I gotta do. That's a lot, and I don't just do 3 minutes. No, my stitches are like 5 to 20 minutes for one TikTok, because I elaborate as best as possible what they're talking about. Like if their clip is like 30 seconds, 3 minutes tops, and I give 3, 10, 30 minutes, you know. So anyway, with that said, they're interviewing him wise, right? Because, you know, he's evolving, he's working himself wise. And that's what I love him for his song wise. And, you know, Mansion and After It's My Neck for a reason, because I took his song and made it my way. So in his song, Mansion, he talks about he has doors that he has closed, like, you know, fear, pain. And those doors, he keeps them closed. And he don't want to talk to people about them, because if he opens the door of pain, that potentially wise, the door will always stay open. It won't leave. Pain won't leave. Fear won't leave, right? You're comfortable. And then when you talk to people about your past, they might throw your past in the present. So he keeps the doors of pain, whatever the doors are, closed. So what I say, I took his song, made it my way, right? In your head, your mansion, all the doors of pain are wide open. Why? Because you haven't let go of your exes, past pain, toxic love, trauma, child trauma. That's why you have anxiety, depression, paranoia, PTSD, suicidal thoughts, low self-esteem, anger issues. The bottom of my mansion is what? Triggers, all capital letters, overthinking, and reactive abuse. If you don't know what reactive abuse is, that's when you become verbally or potentially physically abusive with people or yourself. Your ex doesn't want to give you a chance, and you did a lot of wrong. Yeah, so what do? You fucking physically whoop your ass. You punch yourself, hit yourself, hurt yourself. And that's something, especially in front of them, you do it for attention. Like, you're going to kind of like guilt trip them, like, well, if I leave them, if he's hurt himself, you know, he or she's hurt himself in front of me, if I leave them, they might do worse to themselves, so they stay there. But you're kind of gaslighting, manipulating them to do that. But anyway, so that's why I love him for that part. So I give him his props. So on the new album, Hope Wise, he's worked on himself more. And then the album before that, he had a song called, I think, Intro or Outro. When he talks about that, he's all like, because I'm pretty confident he was noticing that he's doing better now, right? He's not just sitting in depression, anxiety, all that negative stuff wise. So in the song he was talking about, like, if the day I evolve and I work on myself and I start showing, like, being positive and showing respect and making more, like, you know, godly positive music wise, will my fans drop me? Will my fans leave me? Because now I don't focus on negativity wise. So in this album, Hope Wise, he talks about that in interview. He's like, I think I was overpressuring myself to, like, I know I worked on myself and I'm doing better, you know, healing and evolving more. But, you know, like, I was like trying to be like, okay, every song I'm gonna make is me positive. But he's all like, not every day is positive for me. I have days that are bad days, and those days I'm making music, and now I made a song, and now I'm feeling better about myself. So the day I'm feeling good, I make a positive music, a positive song. He said, but I think I was putting too much energy in that every track it should be positive, but I'm not gonna do that, because if I'm feeling down that day, then this is what I'm gonna say. And I was like, and that song Hope, if you guys just scope it out, there's part of the lyrics we talked about, because I believe he's got to be 30, because he's talking about 30, right? So 30 years of like pain. He said, I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, which eventually I'll stitch that. Like, what I say for me was it's 39. So 39 years of my life to figure all this shit out. He's 30 years old and he's still going this, for sure. He's for sure in the healing gym, but, awaken. Eventually the intent is to become woke. You become woke, you comprehend everything in the universe. You comprehend what everyone's going through. And all you do is tell a story, hold people's hand, guides them, and they can vibe with you or not. That is their choice. You don't force any of your beliefs upon nobody. You don't Bible thought nobody. That's how I tell people in my lives and one-on-ones, like, everything that we talk about, you don't gotta comprehend nothing. The positive, we heard it, talked about it. That's called communication. You can comprehend whenever you want to. That is your choice. This is your safe space. It's about you. It's not about I. Because a lot of people that are still working on themselves, they're therapists, counselors, life coaches, therapists, quote unquote. They'll over talk the person that's talk about their feelings, and that's why people are like, you have too much patience. Because when I do lives, right? And then, they ask me a question, I start elaborating, they cut me off, right? Or if I'm doing one-on-ones, they be like, I'm sorry. I go, no, hey, it's cool. Like, I have a lot of patience, trust me. Like, you have a lot of overthink going on. That's why you kind of cut me off a lot. And it's okay. I have nothing against you. Then in time when you're working yourself, you will have more patience. And, you say what you say, and I say what I say, and a little respect and so on, right? So that's the cool thing about, having a support team and having open-minded people in life, because you can evolve in life. And that's the beauty about technology. This phone, use it correctly, networking. Incorrectly, entanglement, age, cheating, premeditated. You're doing a Jada, August Will Smith, which is your choice. Try not to, quote unquote, destroy people with infidelity. That It would trigger someone's narcissistic traits where they become sociopath psychopaths and they physically take you out of this world, because in their heads you you broke trust and loyalty, and especially when kids are involved, they're about to lose their kids, and the intent is that you don't get to that point, but you get trigger somebody. Everyone's got BPD empathy. We can all become sociopath psychopaths, all of us, every single one of us, but that's when you work on yourself. You control your narcissistic traits, the bad side of you. This is which side: hate, pride, ego, lust, greed, power. Control all that. Once you control that, you own it. That's why you can match people narcissistic, their energy. That's why it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a garden of war. You're both empathetic and narcissistic every which way, but you control your narcissistic traits. You can use them when you got to use them to match other people's narcissistic energy. So you don't feel like, remember, people narcissistic wise, they live life out of fear. If they can scare you with their words, their presence, they know that you're weak and soft. You're the gardener in the war, you can't handle that war. That's why men are narcissistic and verbally, physically demolish females left to right every single time. It's all around you. Maybe you're the one going through it now as you speak. But it's because you're raising it correctly. Like they're encouraged. They don't know they're narcissistic. Why? They're just like, fuck it. My dad did it. Grandpa did it. I'm just rolling. I run the show. You gotta be submissive. Bow down to me. All that corny ass fucking kings and queens back in the fucking Middle Times talk is just fucking mind blowing to me. I'm just like, ugh. But I get it because we're blue pillars and red pillars and so on and so on. So, but with that said, guys, I'm about to get off. So I love you guys. Remember, day by day, baby steps. I do free therapy, life coach. You can DM me on any platform, Facebook, IG, YouTube, all that great jazz. Always your pocket. Free one-on-one Zoom calls. But it's about respecting your boundaries and hearing your story. A lot of stories are very similar. I promise you that. That's what I'm motto for the whole universe. Initially, beginning when I was going through my healing and awakening journey, it was only for empaths, squares, empathetic people. Now I'm woke. It's for people narcissistic also, because they deserve help and guidance also. They deserve a support team. Yes, they're more narcissistic wise, but they don't know they're like that. They're intended not to destroy people. They're doing it. But in time with the support team, they can also work on themselves. I promise you that. Everyone can change their lives whenever they want to, which is their choice, So, day by day in baby steps. I'm always your pocket. Have a good night. Stay fresh. Take care. Be safe. I'll probably be on Wednesday, Thursday. I take it back. Not Wednesday, because Wednesday potentially might have a dual live podcast with a new follower on TikTok. If that goes smoothly, then I'll probably jump on Thursday, because by then I'll probably have more sleep on me, because I'm only working on 2 hours of sleep right now. So now after this tonight, I'm gonna do 4 more hours of sleep. So yeah, love you guys. Have a good night. Take care. Be safe. Remember, once again, day by day baby steps. I'm always your pocket. Take care. Be safe. Ciao. Later, Big O Squad. Be safe. Love you all. Facebook, have a good night. Take care. Be safe. Love y'all. Twitch, have a good night. Take care. Be safe. Love y'all.